Hello, and welcome to another episode of XenoChat. I am one of the hosts, Tyler. Oh my god, I almost said Justin.
Did you forget your name?
I almost called myself Justin.
Keep
Our bloopers.
There he leaves in. There he leaves in.
You're trying to become me. Anyways, me. He's trying to become me, Justin, the other host of the podcast. Welcome back, folks.
We've been doing this so long that I've forgotten who I am. Yeah.
Yes, and with us today we have...
We have Aidan.
Yeah.
Oh, me! It's radio. It's Nick.
It's
I
Nick.
was expecting someone to yell.
I'll do it.
Well,
I'm
that's
here.
never been how it happens. It's
Yeah,
always been one of you introducing us.
Yeah, I was gonna say why change now, but you know what? I'm ready.
There you go. Good.
That was a very well placed crack.
Oh
Nick.
wow!
That was.
Welcome. Thank you.
All right, yeah,
I
you.
love the chaos.
Yeah, there was Nick, Anthony, Marie, Robin's also here, and we have Aidan.
This intro sucks.
Hello.
I'm not doing this.
Aiden's the only one. She was just sitting there patiently, waiting for her name to be called.
You're the best. You win.
Yes.
So yeah, we're not redoing this. We're gonna keep it.
No, we're not.
No.
Okay,
No, we're
yeah,
absolutely
we're
not.
gonna- we're gonna
This
keep this
this
going.
right here, this intro, this is XenoChat.
We're allowed to celebrate. It's our anniversary.
Yes, we've
I
been
don't know why I said that way.
we've been at this for 6 years,
It was
everybody.
me. It was all me.
6 years? What?
Yeah, this is the 6-year anniversary. We started.
Indeed it is.
We started.
All right, guys, I'm gonna be back. I gotta go get my walker.
Oh,
Oh,
yes. Okay.
For the
Oh my
podcast, you
God.
don't need a walker.
Take
You
the
stay right where you are. Don't you try to escape.
Yeah, we started all the way back in 2018, which is weird to say that was 6 years ago.
Are you sure it wasn't 20 years ago? It feels like it was 20 years ago.
A million years ago.
I mean, I look pretty damn good if it was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty freaking sweet considering.
Yeah, since some of the games we talk about are over 20 years at this point, that means
That is true.
we got on
Oh my
the
God.
ball.
Yeah,
Don't remind me.
yeah. And we're not even talking about Xenogears either. That's the
Yeah.
funny part.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
speaking of main people, protagonists that lost their memory of who their name is and what that Xenogears. Yep.
We
Just
got
like
there.
Jintoki. We got there. We made it.
We made
It
it.
made sense. Made sense in my head.
All right. Well, for this year, we're kind of being a bit more chill in comparison to other anniversary episodes. This year, we're just kind of going to look back on some of our favorite moments or episodes from the past 6 years.
For episodes.
If we can remember them. Some of them
It's-
are a blur.
If we
I mean,
can remember them is a good statement.
7 is a good anniversary number, okay?
This
There's
entire
the XenoChat wiki.
this entire episode is gonna just be a giant sequence of, "Hey Nick, you remember that time?"
No. I'm too old.
No. No. You see,
Oh,
he's trying to get us to acknowledge something, but none of us want to, so just
No.
go on, Tyler.
Well, yeah.
was
I mean,
trying to make it funny.
it's okay. It's okay.
I'm trying to be funny.
Yeah, so this isn't going to be a very serious episode. We're just here to reminisce and have fun.
B, I hope you're listening. This episode is actually going to be retitled "Fuck Boris." I'm just
Oh god, she's going to
Reminisce
listen.
and
Probably the
touch
most
over the
important
hands we
episode of the
still
podcast.
clutch. We belong left into the past, left to emancipate. We play Among the Stars. I forgot the words. That's as far as I can get in the ending of the Xenosaga anime.
Oh, that's
this
why
does
you're-
not sound like Jesse and James to me.
Yeah. You might remember that Xenosaga had this anime.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we like.
Yeah.
Right. Did
Yeah.
they also use
I
Flying
guess.
to the Moon?
No,
Hmm?
no, it did
Oh.
not.
Yeah, just like everything.
But
There's
we
actually only one song used by anime.
we did
Yeah.
like talk about the Xenosaga anime like a lot. But most notable that I remember with fondness is from our Katsucon 2020 episode. That's when we were in the hotel and watched was the first 3 episodes, or was it
We
just the first
recorded-
episode?
We recorded
it was
during
3.
that first 3, but I think after that we left it run and
Oh yeah.
while the chaos was going on.
Somehow honorary member Val's favorite episode. I still don't understand how that humor translated. Because I
think my
imagine it
favorite
was just
part
a
about-
shit show.
Yes, Alan, it's the alarms.
Oh, what happened to Tracom's hair?
Hey, it's Elise! Wait, no.
What happened to Vanderkamp's hair?
I mean, I just always assumed Vanderkamp shaved. Like, he had an embarrassing bald spot, so he just always shaves.
That's always bad.
This is just the start of Xenogears.
Like a balloon, but something happens.
This does feel
But
like
it doesn't have a certain
X
fake
and
net.
noses, you dumb bitch. We have to initialize fake net.
Initializing fake net.
Retrograde Amnesia.
Shout out to those folks.
Yeah.
And now we get sued by a different podcast.
We don't have a Patreon. It doesn't matter.
Patreons to pay our court bills.
Gnosis.
Goodness.
Gnosis.
Nochi.
Gnocchi?
Yeah, we're fighting pasta.
No cheat.
that good, this wouldn't be a problem. Yeah, really. You just eat the gnosis. Eat the space pasta.
Ooh, pasta spears.
Yeah, this would be a really different game if they were Naki.
Sorry.
So they're space whalers?
They're whalers of the moon, they carry their harpoon, but there are no whales, so they sing tall tales and sing our whaley tune.
Should've known that was coming. I am so glad you guys are here.
I'm so glad my brain just has a section devoted to remember dumb jingles. And a section devoted to forget physics.
My favorite part is just how sober and together and coherent that episode is.
I know, right? Oh yeah, it's very good. I remember the whole thing like the back of my hand.
Yep.
That wisdom we drank, it did wonders for my memory.
I think the
that
only
night.
person that was sober was me. And was there someone else that did not drink?
I want to say yes, but I'm not positive on that. I do remember checking on you to make sure you were okay because I was concerned since you were in a room with a bunch of drunks.
It's okay. I had episodes to distract me, and I had like a lot of like chaos going on around that I was watching quietly.
This is just how you develop a trust bond, a major trust bond. You
I just
sit in a
wanted to
room
make
full of
sure you
drunks.
were okay because like this was also when I was much newer to the group, so I'm just like, hi, I'm a drunk asshole, but I want you to make sure that you're safe and you're okay.
You're a good guy.
Yeah, which I appreciate. But yeah, when I'm like in a gang of like my friends getting drunk, I'm usually that sober friend that's just watching the chaos in my corner, and like I'm just watching the chaos unfold very quietly, and I'm just, enjoying it with popcorn in my head.
And for what it's worth, it's not like any of us did anything that crazy.
We're violent drunks. Watch out!
I mean,
we were having fun. Right? That's
maybe,
good kind of
the craziest.
Maybe Aaron was screaming a lot of Margulis and Yuzuki, but apart from that, I don't.
There's a song tonight.
The crazy.
We were all just being men of the sea that night. It's okay.
I was just saying that
We
the
kinda
craziest thing we did was watch Xenosaga the animation. That was the craziest thing we did.
Exactly.
Well, I don't
Couple
know.
of crazy
After that
guys.
episode, we did play Toho fighting games.
Like I'm gonna say, if you're gonna have a night where you're drinking with your homies, that's the kind of night you want to have, right? Nobody did anything too crazy. Yeah, we had a lot of drink. Yeah, we were,
and nobody
we were having
got sick,
fun.
which is
No
also
one got-
the
yeah,
other thing that's
nobody
good.
really got
Actually, yeah,
sick.
that is amazing. Nobody got
How
sick.
did that happen?
That is
Exactly. Like this is my point.
I
Like,
don't know.
But this is my point.
Xenosaga the anime is a sobering experience.
yeah.
We were all sitting there drinking a whiskey drink, drinking a vodka drink, drinking
I know
a
we drank
cider
some beer.
drink, drinking a lager drink, drinking to anime that reminded us of the bad times and anime that reminded us of the good times.
And let me tell you, sometimes that anime, it knocked us down, but we got up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Nothing
right,
to bring us
Xenosaga
down.
the anime. You can never knock us down.
But
No,
it is. I was gonna say, it is just kind of really interesting how much we've spoken about that anime.
Yeah.
Throughout the podcast, not just in that episode. I know even well before that, we'd had episodes with Pure where he spoke about the anime at length.
This is going to sound ridiculous when I talk about this kind of stuff. When I talk about, because I guess for me, some of the greatest parts of art, I guess, you think video games are art? I'm like, I guess that doesn't matter to me. But to me, I guess especially with these kind of games that are not really the same as a lot of other RPGs and whatnot, at least for the most part. But I guess what goes into them, like that No Hero Takami thing I described, like stuff like that, and just knowing how it, the artist behind it for me has always been something I've really enjoyed. For me, if you know the context behind that, I think it makes the actual work more enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's kind of embarrassing, but it's like I could go on about that. What we were talking about for like I'm like scratching the surface. That's why I said, I'm going to write something, because if I just sit and talk about it, so with this, there's like I talked about the games that I kept going back to old stuff. Like I kept saying we're going to talk about Xenosaga 3 and. Yeah, we went back to 2 for like an hour because there were so many things for me to talk about. It was just I'm terrible.
Well, no. I mean, it was interesting, getting a new perspective on something that I played like 10 years ago, and just learning some new little bits about it, especially the way you described the scenes with Kevin and Shion in Xenosaga Episode 3. I thought that was really interesting. It just makes me kind of want to go back and just see this firsthand.
Yeah, I think he used that sort of darkening effect maybe for a few other things, but not like that. Yeah, I guess if I had to say one other thing about the way that game was handled was, can't believe I mentioned that game without mentioning this once. This is ridiculous. This is how you know. I'm not. If people say like, what are you going to do when you finish? The translations, or if you finish them and you're done with all your projects. It's like, dude, I just sat here and talked for 3 hours, and I think I talked about 5% of what I know or what I have to say.
Oh gosh!
Like you never run out of things to say. Like I'm never gonna run out of stuff to talk about, even though I never talk about it that much on on my social media or anything. It's just it just kind of. Take a drink, people, for how many times I've said it is what it is. But when I wanted to think about what I had to say, I actually don't do that. No, just crack open a cold one for Cherenkov and we'll be good.
Oh yeah, the production.
Yeah, he did have the production side of it.
The production episode was so good, actually.
That was a very early one, and it was incredibly informative. And there's a lot of info in that episode that I don't know if I've seen anywhere else. Which is
I remember how extensive, just on of all things, how in detail he went into some scenes for Xenosaga 2, for instance, and it's just who else would just know this, off the cuff.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that production episode was our second episode ever.
Yeah,
that is insane.
And I had to split it in 2 parts because, anytime Pierre's on an episode, it's going to be split into multiple parts.
For sure, but honestly, it's always such a good time to have Pierre on the podcast.
Yeah, he's not going to listen to this.
Oh,
I know he's not.
No, he's retired.
I know the last one was kind of that he was on was I mean, I'm not saying he won't ever be on it. There's always a chance, but that last one. It definitely went way more negative, but I still enjoyed hearing it. It was an interesting one. I know some people weren't as big on that one, but it happens.
Yeah,
everybody's gonna have their opinion.
For sure.
So I disagreed in a lot of ways with a lot of it, but I saw where he was coming from, and it was. I found it interesting to listen to. He's just really good at, even when it's something that is more negative or you don't necessarily agree with it, he's really good at weaving it into a story that's entertaining. So that helps a lot.
For sure.
But yeah, production episode, I forgot it was. I knew it was early. I forgot it was the second episode, but that's honestly probably one of my favorites.
Yeah,
that was before I was on.
It's episode 2 and episode 8.
Of course.
I don't remember exactly why there was such a gap between me finishing the second part, but I think
dramatic.
I think there was something
Dramatics.
something that needed to be edited or something. I'm not sure.
Well,
I think you were talking about having to edit something that was giving you trouble or waiting on Pure to review something.
Oh, that sounds familiar. But also there was like, I remember back in the day we kind of had more, I don't want to say we've kind of slowed down in our pacing. I remember in the beginning I would have like 3 episodes I need to edit at a time. So that was like a little overwhelming. So I do like this slower pace that we've gotten where we're kind of like one a month.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
once
considering that you're a human
month,
being
2 max
capable of
is
only so much, I would imagine you are.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say is like I also would think that just like that was there may have just been you newer to editing something like that. It was probably that a little bit too.
Yes, 100%.
That, and I was going to make a joke that like slipped my mind for a brief second because I was trying to hear what everybody else was saying, but it was about Pure breaking NDA or something, which didn't actually happen.
Yeah, that might have been. I think he might have had to review something, but anyway.
Yeah, he got arrested by the Nintenjas as we were talking. No.
Well, just why? Well, no, that would have been Nintenjas.
Well, speaking of bad editing, I did actually listen to our first episode while I was at work today, and oh my god,
I'm sorry.
Oh my god, it's awful. I mean, I think
it was nice at the time. Like I did enjoy it whenever I listened to it back in the day, honestly, because like there was I think we were like pretty much the first ones who did like Xeno podcasting. I don't think I've heard much of podcasts about Xeno before, and
I've seen like
really
general RPG stuff.
Yeah, but like
that featured
kind of
it.
as only Xeno, like it like whenever like I think it's through the Mira server that I found that you guys were doing the podcast, and also I started listening, and it was like, oh, this is fun, and like I continued, and I had a lot of fun with it.
I can tell. I'm pretty sure we've told this story before, but
yes,
the reason this started was because Tyler and I, we had a little bit of a history together, as we are both contributors for Operation Rainfall.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was I still had Tyler on Facebook from that. So one day, Tyler made a status and said something along the lines of, if I made a podcast about Xeno, would you listen? It was something along those lines. And I remember commenting on that and talking to Tyler. And even though we knew each other, we didn't really communicate that much.
Mm-hmm.
It was like every now and then, maybe we'd say something, but like, I forgot who initiated, but we were talking to each other in DMs about it, and we just kind of said, you know what, screw it, let's just record it one day. Actually, Tyler, didn't you like record the first episode in like a library or something?
Because because when I listened to the episode today, it just warped me back there because it was like the library from the college I graduated from, and the room. The acoustics were not great, so that's why I sound terrible. And I didn't have a microphone yet. I was just using the microphone from my laptop, so that's also why it sounded pretty bad.
We all start somewhere. Like even me, like when we started, I was using that webcam microphone, and I used it for a very long time because I didn't have like a better microphone than that. So
sometimes you get a better microphone and it still sucks.
Books are basically soundproofing.
Yeah, and then like also the earlier episodes, we didn't really have like a dedicated Discord community to like coordinate with our guests either. So
I don't even remember how I ended up, because I was on the Shion episode, which was pretty early.
Yes.
I think a lot of us came through the Mira server anyway, because I remember we used to be much more active there.
Yeah, because at the beginning, the Mira server was not very big, so it was a bit easier to like follow with everyone. But yeah, it did get pretty big afterwards, though.
Oh yeah,
But-
it's
Yeah,
kind of
so from what I remember, we were taught because we obviously wanted to have guests on the episodes,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember bringing up the idea. I think I was the one who brought up the idea of having a Discord so that it'd just be easier to communicate with people. And mind you, I did not have much Discord experience back then. I just kind of knew it as like, okay, this is just something you use. Rainfall has a Discord, and it's not really used all that much. We use it a couple times, but you know, I kind of knew that Discord existed as a thing that we could potentially use. So I figured, you know what, screw it. Let me just make a Discord. And then
still
all
kind of
our
the
guests-
toddler era of Discord anyway.
Yeah,
so
yeah, it was like, as I honestly didn't know how to really do a Discord or didn't really have
Yeah.
much experience managing or modding, so I kind of just winged it.
that was still like the part in time where I kind of thought Discord was just like Skype too, because I'd
Mhm.
started out on Skype and then got told
Mhm.
about, well, Skype's going to crap now that it's been bought by like Microsoft or whatever. It's
Yeah.
like, I guess everybody's moving to this new thing that's kind of like TeamSpeak, but it's Discord and it's got
I joined Discord fairly early in its days, mostly because a roleplay place I was on had made like a server.
oh yeah,
But
I think that's the reason I did too.
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
insane. I have a 2015 Discord account.
I think mine
I'm
is 17.
17?
Yeah, 17.
I
think
know that
that's
HK and I joined around the same time because we were
Yeah.
using
Yeah, we were
Skype
the same
before.
thing. But yeah, like, and that's when I've learned about the servers that you could join and stuff. But like, I didn't join many until like after XenoChat. Honestly, like, like XenoChat is one of like my early servers that I've joined. So like, there was, you know, there was the RP one I used to be on, and then like some other ones. But like, XenoChat like is one of the early ones that I've joined. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you took initiative on that, Justin, because I didn't even have a Discord account by that point. So yeah, XenoChat
I
was
think
the
it's
first.
great because this
the
is how
first.
we all came together and like kept in touch and even managed to like, you know, meet in person
Right.
a couple
Mhm.
of times. So yeah, it's been really great to be in this small community.
Mm-hmm. I mean, of all, and then it turned out a lot of you guys lived closer together than we all would have imagined anyway. It was just like,
yeah, we're a bit
well-
spread out, but at the same time, a
Few
lot
us.
of the people are like fairly close enough together that like it's easy enough to like plan. Like it's not easy because money and other things, but like it's
Right.
easy enough to plan still a meetup where a lot of people don't have to travel all that far because like there's a middle point that's fairly easy to access, you know. But it's been really fun to be able to meet everyone a couple of times. I hope we can do it again eventually.
yeah,
Heck
hopefully
yeah.
so. I was gonna say, unless you guys had something else to add to that particular part of the conversation.
Oh, no, go on.
I wanted to go back really fast to like the early episodes, like the first episode and such. And I think I recall, like, I don't know, like, I went into this episode thinking, oh, I'm not going to remember anything from all these episodes because it's been so long. And now I'm like remembering stuff from the first episode very specifically, or the first few. And I was just like, I think I recall even on that episode, Jintoki saying something, or Tyler saying something to the effect of, oh, I looked around for any Xeno podcasts because I wanted to hear more about that and couldn't find one, so I just decided to start my own. Like, so I knew that was like kind of a catalyst there.
Yes.
Hello, you are listening to XenoChat, the podcast covering over the Xeno meta series, including Xenogears, Xenosaga, all the way up to Xenoblade. I am your host, Tyler, and with me is my co-host, Justin.
How's it going, everybody?
Hey, so, yeah, we're here today to talk about all kinds of Xeno. My inspiration for this was basically I wanted to listen. I've been getting more into podcasts lately, and I wanted to listen to a Xeno podcast if possible, because I know there's all sorts of podcasts for different anime and different video games like Final Fantasy and stuff like that. But in my search, I could not find any Xeno podcasts, so here we are. And if there are any Xeno podcasts, please let me know because I want to listen to them.
Yeah,
it is.
That is in that
I'm sorry.
episode. Oh no, go on.
Yeah,
I was like, it is kind of funny that like we know of other people that started podcasts that were huge Xeno fans, but they wanted to, like definitely branch out and talk about just all RPGs. So they made like, oh, this is just a podcast about RPGs, and it was like, of all groups, we have stuck to Xeno somehow talking this much about Xeno. Every episode, I guess,
and we have no other games that are ever mentioned, and we have no other episodes about any other game.
Yeah, exactly.
course
We
not.
have
No
stuck
problem.
to it.
Everything's fine.
We are somehow
There's totally not a guilty chat episode.
No,
we are
that's on
somehow
a
the
completely
biggest.
different podcast.
That's a
Yeah.
totally different podcast. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
we are somehow the
Yeah,
biggest.
the podcast by Nick and Pod.
Yeah, I was
it's a different podcast.
I was a guest on that along
Yep.
with Justin. It was great.
It was great. They learned so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, I put you in the basement. I remember. It was great.
What?
We're locked out.
Huh.
But yeah, no, it's funny too to me because I'm just like, wow, we're the dedicated Xeno podcast that probably makes like the fact checking YouTubers spin in their graves, because
Well-
they all died apparently right before this episode.
I was gonna say
Um,
if anybody has anything to correct us, please do. But nobody does, so I guess we're right about everything.
I mean,
Either
we
we're
could be.
right
Yeah, we're
or
actually the
nobody's
best.
listening to us.
I think we're
I
also.
was about to say.
I think we're also okay about like, oh, this might be wrong. Feel free to like correct.
Yeah,
this.
because
I
like
realize
of
that I
course
don't
there's
remember.
there's so much information in Xeno, and like there's just like so many years of Xeno, so sometimes like our brain starts forgetting things.
And
We do fact check ourselves.
We do
yeah,
fact check
fairly
a lot
often.
though. Yes,
yeah.
we do.
Mhm.
and to be fair, I don't think we've ever really kind of like presented what we say as like 100% fact. Like,
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
never,
no,
never.
we
We
are
don't-
we
we
are
don't
not
claim to
experts.
be-
Yeah.
yeah, none of us claim to be like the authority on Xeno.
We're mostly
so-
a table of friends
Yeah.
rambling about Xeno and saying stuff that we like and don't like or whatever.
we lean on the fun and less on the academics at times.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
I mean, like
Chilling here.
we definitely like the best, a little bit of the best of both worlds for sure. And like we've definitely had like our episodes that get much deeper than others into some of this stuff, but
Yeah,
like
for sure.
we obviously don't eat, breathe, and sleep this series like as much as some of us kind of want to at times.
Bullshit.
But
I don't
okay.
I don't
I'll
know what
take
you
her.
mean. I'm totally not like playing Trails and East nonstop.
Yes, those aren't Xeno games.
Yeah, those aren't Xeno games.
You're cheating
I'm not
on
gonna tell you this.
Xeno.
You want to know is another thing that is very shameful of me? I've not finished the DLC of Xenoblade 3 yet.
Oh wait, what?
Hashtag.
Oh, I forgot. So
You need to.
time to get on that. Then we can have another episode about it.
Wait a minute.
Called-
Wait a
I
minute.
know.
I'm ahead of the curb
Called
on
what?
somebody in this Discord. What? Huh?
It's
How is
called
that-
Trails. Trails has captured
Yes.
me, and I just fell into a rabbit hole and I never came out.
We'll do an episode called "We Confiscate All of May's Trails Games," so that she'll finish the DLC.
But
Which,
then
by
I
the
also have
way-
East.
By the way, I am
Yes.
still down to do a Trails pipeline episode, which I
Yes.
think okay. So based on
Edit it
my
out.
pace so far, we could potentially do that in this coming season.
Yeah, it's possible because like I'm in Trails of Coastal 3, so I'm getting fairly far, and I do want to continue doing that marathon because I'm tired to be in like spoiler hell.
Yep.
Oh,
It's
I just want to be caught up. I'm like, please.
So
let me
no
catch up.
promises on it. Just know that it is something we want to do in
Yes.
the future. It might happen this season. It might even happen the following season, but it is something that we want to at least try at some point.
And we're gonna call it Trails into Xeno.
Honestly,
Maybe.
it's not a bad name.
That's actually
Yeah.
not
That's
a
a
bad
pretty good
name.
name.
I know you were shitposting, but that's actually a really good name. So I just wanted to say on the whole trail subject that I'm very excited to announce that Retro Roulette will be streaming all of the trails. I'm kidding.
Oh my god!
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You would not. You would
kidding.
No. Joke doesn't work.
Should I go redeem that so that you do it for real?
Oh, actually, that's true. I can't
no.
do
He
that.
does not need to
Don't
stream it. He can play
encourage
the games,
him.
but do not let him stream it. I will unalive myself.
Well, here's the thing. I don't mind him streaming it because he's just gonna suffer, and it's gonna be fun for me to watch.
Okay, you make a good point. But also, I will suffer watching it. So,
we'll suffer watching, but he'll be suffering more. And
but I might make that 5 mil points. I can.
All I know is
Anyway.
when I started to fake announce that, I felt some people's cheeks clenching, and my job is done.
Nah.
I knew it was fake. I knew it
Anyway,
was fake all
just
along.
real quick though, Nick, if you could please go back and not say I'm gonna unalive myself. We're on a podcast. Please don't censor yourself.
Oh, you're right.
Say you're gonna kill yourself like a man.
Oh, okay. I think unalive is funny.
Just say you're gonna waste one of your lives. There you go.
That's why. Yeah, I just one of Tanuki's have 9 lives.
Yeah.
Unalive was fun when Deadpool did it, and then it got completely overused because of everything. But anyway, I did actually wanted to bring up something about XenoChat that
Like Ziggy.
My favorite. I wanted to bring up my favorite episode.
Okay.
Do it up.
Okay.
This might be a little selfish, but Xenodrunk was absolutely my favorite episode. The one where we all met in person and
that one, yeah,
drinks, and we just got Taco Bell at 1:30 in the morning thanks to Tyler. I mean,
you're welcome.
It was late as fuck. It was late as fuck. But like getting
it was a meetup that was
I just think that was as far as the episodes that I've been involved in, I think that was our most creative episode because we all met, or not all of us, but most of us met, and we made stuff that was directly inspired by the series. And Reggie Fils-Aimé could not find us to hand deliver that cease and desist. So we got away with it. We essentially got away with murder. And
I remember afterwards I played the Simpsons steamed ham stream on one of the picture frames in their house. And then we watched Book of Mario Thousands of Doors.
Was that also while we were all like there meeting up? Was that also where we watched the Xenosaga movie?
Yes.
Or was that?
I think so. Maybe.
That might have been when I think that might have been when I visited.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either, so I don't think it was.
Okay, so then it was when Aidan visited. Okay, but that's another. It wasn't an episode, but that was another like XenoChat adjacent thing that I really loved was having Aidan up and visiting. But yeah, like Xenodrunk is probably like just probably one of my favorite things that I've ever done in my life, but definitely a high point for this podcast.
It was a really fun time, and I got really drunk.
Pass the lemon. Oh, right. Walk us through this, Jesse.
Alright, so this is an albedo food drink.
Ooh.
See, it's
Albedo.
purple.
Oh, it's black like his heart.
Yes, it's dark and complex.
Purple like his eyes. I'm excited.
And emo.
His eyes are purple, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went for purple like his eyes. I was trying to go for his eyes, but it ended up just being really like dark. So what I used for this is this stuff called Empress Gin. It's very purple because it's made with pea flour.
Nice.
I used creme de voila.
Crème de violette.
Ooh, fancy.
Thank you, Justin. I used a little bit of Grand Marnier. And I used a little bit of kirsch.
Jesse, I am excited for that. Oh my goodness.
Kirschwasser. And they were obsessed with albedo. Oh.
This is genius.
So many levels are working.
I hope this is good. Please be good.
It's a little bit based off of a drink called the Aviation.
It looks really nice.
So I also finished it with a little bit of citrus juice.
And then you got the cherry in there too. We got to eat that cherry as well.
I'm not a big cherry fan, but okay.
Oh man, yeah. Take pics. Take pics of that. That is beautiful.
It is beautiful, and thematically, okay. The presentation so far is A+.
Yeah.
S.
This I don't know if this will come out in the picture, but this looks beautiful in person.
Yes.
Oh, this is so cool. Like you said, this is very complex.
I don't want to put this on the
May I have a taste?
Yes.
Jesse, you are onto something with these drinks, man.
This is fantastic.
Do you just hang out in like fancy bars and then just like imitate what people make? Because like, man,
I've had some fancy cocktails in my time.
I can tell. And I can't wait to bite into this cherry because I'm sure it's going to absorb all this flavor.
This burns. I love it.
It has a slight burn. And I like that. Like I said, it's complex. There's a lot going on here. Just like albedo.
So base presentation and taste wise really match.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
Put something on the table.
We'll wait until we finish this before we.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in a second.
That is a thing.
We were just talking about presentation with Jesse's drink. The thing that Anthony just put down is it's something else.
How can we all done? Anthony is really getting to working.
Yeah.
Let me rotate this just a little bit.
Both you and Jesse. You and Anthony. You are Jesse.
It's almost like Anthony wants us to make an Instagram or something. That's like an Instagram drink right there.
We do have an Instagram.
We do have an Instagram. It's XenoChat podcast or something.
Why don't I go look up the exact name so you don't have to look silly?
I could put these on the Instagram.
You can.
And with maybe the recipe. I don't know.
Want to try?
Oh,
All right. Future Tyler, who is sober and can remember this, well, when you hear this, do that.
I just got to the
Yeah, it's a really, really nice drink. It's interesting. And I like that.
I'm not gonna lie, I actually really liked what Jesse made just now. That was really, really tasty.
As you should.
It reminded me of a grape Gatorade, like a grape Gatorade shot that I had once when I was a lot younger.
Okay.
And it was like nostalgic in a way, so it was like really flavorful. I
Bro.
like that.
The cherry.
Bite the cherry.
Okay, I haven't finished, so I'm going to just go ahead.
Whoa.
These cherries are Trader Joe's pitted amaretto cherries with stems.
Also,
we are not sponsored by Trader Joe's.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
That flavor. There's so much flavor in that cherry.
Right at the end.
Oh.
Is this flavor supposed to be Albedo's heart?
I don't think he's that sweet.
You know, I've always hated cherry because growing up, that's the flavor of cold medicine my mom got. But that was an amazing cherry.
Bro, that cherry was good. So like when you're done with the drink, you bite the cherry. Oh my goodness.
I think it's fair to say that that drink laughs at your misfortune.
Like albedo.
Yes.
Also, that drink's existence might be infinite.
My existence is
Wow. That was really good.
Very, very nostalgic. I enjoyed it a lot.
Thank you, Jesse. That was fantastic.
Remember
when the Matthews
you did.
Yeah, but at least we took care of you. We gave you plenty of life hold to recover.
Yes, I appreciate
My only
that.
problem with that, Anne, is I don't understand how that's selfish. That was a really fun time.
It was.
Yeah, for sure.
It's selfish because I was one of the people making the drinks, and
You made great drinks?
It's something you enjoyed.
I know. Yeah, I know. I just
was that episode's jobber?
Shout out to Tyler's Taco Bell at like I don't know what time it was.
It was clutch.
That was the MVP.
Genuinely a clutch.
Was it
fucking
like
move.
1 a.m. or something?
Also, beyond that, just shout out to Jesse for letting
Oh,
us
Jesse.
Yeah. Yes.
Like,
and providing
Todd and Jesse, like, yeah, they're both great. So shout outs to both of them for letting us do that.
Yeah, it was great to have such a big
And Aaron was even there. It was so cool.
Yes,
Aaron and
yes.
Jeremy, yeah.
Yeah, we
Aaron
had
and
Cat,
Jeremy.
we
And
had
Shadow.
Cat, we had Shadow. We had
I did.
We had
We
had Nick. I mean, we fucking had Nick there. Like, I got to meet Nick for the first time. That was fucking awesome.
That was it was awesome. I got to meet Anthony, and like that was the craziest
Also
thing because I
Sam.
remember being picked up by Anthony and getting in the car, and I'm just like, yeah, this. It didn't even feel like abnormal. I was just like, no, I've known you my whole life.
Yep, exactly. It just I felt the same way. Like you and Robin got in the car, and I was just like, all right, and it's Tuesday.
Yep, exactly.
and I did randomly drunk dial Aidan, so that happened.
Yes,
Yeah, that's right. You did.
I do remember that.
That was
And then I think I took her phone and
We
video.
called her and
Yes.
Videoed
and
the
told her
house.
that like we just talked to her for a while.
Yeah,
Yes, we were just like,
talked
oh,
to
wait, we're so
Aidan,
sad you
and
can't be
I was
here.
I was holding the phone for a little bit. I was doing a tour of the whole place, showing Aidan around.
Y'all, we got
and then she
we
got to
got
see
we
it
got to
in
do that
real.
again sometime. We got
think-
like even if
Yeah,
it's not
sure.
for an episode or whatever, we gotta do that again.
I recall that being like weird even to me because I was like already like I had already been drinking for a while and it was only like 3 PM and I'm like, am I in a dream? Like,
In the tree.
like what is going on? Why am I taking
But honestly,
Aiden
I
for a
think-
virtual tour of Jesse's house?
I think we should definitely like try to meet again in such a way where like it's not necessarily a con or whatever. It's just like we're making our own con.
Mm-hmm.
But like I do feel like we should still do at least one episode when we meet because it's always such a fun time to do an episode while we're all there, even if it's super chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
Misa proposed that the next time we start, we take a look at all of the bizarre meals that have been served throughout the Xeno franchise, and we try to replicate them. And then we leave Justin and Tyler so full that we have to physically roll them out of the house.
I think we would need to help them eat stuff. They could just like taste stuff.
No.
Yeah, Anthony wants to Willy Wonka. you
Well,
guys.
this is kind of. We did have an idea about a Xeno Cafe episode, but then COVID happened, and then we kind of scrapped that idea.
Years in the making or something.
Wow, I've not heard Xeno Cafe in like a while.
Next time we meet, we do the Xeno Cafe. We do
Hey.
delicious
Very early
food, not
idea.
the weird food.
We
Delicious
could
food.
revive it, yeah.
Yeah, it was an early idea we had that unfortunately got scrapped.
Well, for now.
For now, at least.
For now.
Put on hiatus is a better term.
Yeah.
We could definitely bring it back.
I don't see no panini now.
What was that one item like? That one item from a few of the Xenoblade games is like happy or something. Like, how do we make that? What about the animal the one that had like an animal name? It's true too. I'm trying to remember some of the names of these items off the top of my head, and just like we had an episode where I think we discussed those a little more in depth as well. I think it was one of the quiz episodes. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, were all awesome, and I love them. They're great.
Yeah.
I actually have a pretty fun idea for another time when we get together. The reason why I haven't proposed it yet is because it's going to involve quite a bit from me, and it's also going to involve us to have a very specific setup to do it. But I think if we can get it going, it can be kind of fun.
Yes, we can do an episode in a hot tub. Okay, Justin, stop asking. We can do the hot tub episode.
That would be based, but unfortunately, that's not what I was thinking of.
It would be based until I got in, and then everybody would be blinded.
No.
Go on, Justin.
I'm Lord.
Anyways, let's listen to Justin.
What I was gonna say is what would be kind of fun is if I played Hackox and made a bunch of custom levels and see if any of you guys can complete them.
Oh my god. That
No,
would be fun.
no. Mm-mm.
No, you lost,
I'm
Robin.
down.
No.
I'm down.
Mm-mm.
It's
No.
okay, Robin. You can
gonna
just
make-
hear all
you're gonna make what?
Vito screaming
I'm-
screaming stuff.
I'm up to the challenge. You know what?
You're
I'll
up to the
step up.
challenge, yeah.
I'll step up
Yeah.
to the challenge
I-
for sure.
But,
I
like-
loved Hackox.
I still want to like.
I'm sorry, I'm a little uneducated here. What is a Hackox?
So Hackox is a mini game in Xenosaga 3. It's like a little puzzle game. It's
actually really good.
Yeah, it's
It
actually
is.
very, very in depth. There's a lot to it. It's kind of like a combination of Lemmings and Choo Choo Rocket.
I was gonna say, imagine if MC Escher made Lemmings, Anthony.
Yeah, so it's kind of like those two, Lemmings and Choo Choo Rocket. It's kind of like a combination of those games. But what's cool about it is that it actually has a level editor mode. So you can just straight up create your own levels from Hackox.
And it has like those cool PS1, PS2 era like mini game vibes where you're just you're looking at a space in a void with like colorful music going on, and I love that. I think the only thing I really like almost like Monkey Ball.
You know, there's a
gives me
indie
vibes
game.
of that a little too.
There was an indie game that came out recently that was very Hackox like. I'm trying to remember what it was called. It was that one weird game where you played as like a dog and then you were leading a bunch of people.
Oh,
I think that is
Yep.
the game.
Humanity?
I think it is Humanity.
Yeah. I think the team that made that may have even been like, I'm trying to remember who they were, but they made stuff similar to that. Like,
yeah, it was Humanity. Yeah, that. For those of you who don't know what Hackox is, look up the game Humanity. Hackox is very it has a similar vibe to that for sure.
Is it on Steam?
It is on Steam.
Humanity? Yeah.
Not sponsored.
But like one
So-
of the big differences is that you're not necessarily controlling like a character throughout the whole level.
I kind of think of what is that? That was it a PlayStation 1 game like the something cube?
Intelligent Cube.
Intelligent Cube, yeah. I was thinking IQ at first, and I was like, that's not right.
Well, they do call it IQ sometimes, but yes, Intelligent
Oh,
Cube
okay.
is the game.
Yeah, I was just like getting vibes of that a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
I'd still be down for
Yeah.
like a Xenogears fighting
Oh
tournament.
my god, that'd be so good.
I have some ideas with that. I'll just say that.
Speaking of ideas.
Xenokin, yes.
Yeah.
Weren't we gonna do like? Didn't you bring it to Katsucon?
Yes.
But there was an issue.
So I didn't bring it. I was actually looking to propose that for MagFest in the future as like a tournament.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
But
The Xenogears?
I was thinking like that'd be kind of funny to do, but
I mean, it's fully functional. You could get as long as you're at that save point in the game, you could just like boot that thing up.
Yep, you can boot that up and you can have it set up on a TV and you'd be good to go.
Lasers. No.
Just talking about mechs, the mech kit episode was also very fun. Building kit, chilling.
Oh my god, it was so fun! And of course, my
Yeah.
favorite memory from that is when the T-shirt I got Justin arrived.
So it's like him saying power of friendship. It's like, okay, but like he actually is that way, right? He's not saying it because out of obligation. He's saying because he genuinely believes it.
Yeah.
He really does practice what he preaches, especially when he says, I love you and all you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just switch topics immediately. HK, how's your robot? HK, how's your robot?
I have two arms.
I was
and
not
feet,
expecting
and I'm starting and legs.
Hey, Anthony, or not Anthony?
Yeah?
Justin.
What?
Have you did you get any packages today?
Packages. I actually haven't checked my mail.
How about you go
package?
Go check your mail immediately
yeah,
now.
You should check your mail.
Okay, then I will be right back.
Oh my
Wait, hold on.
No, let him
Do you
go.
want Justin to check? Wait, did you say my name too?
I'm sorry.
No.
I meant Justin. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Anthony, check your mail.
I was going to be like, what?
I'm so
Okay.
I'm so excited. You guys don't even know.
I hope that worked out. I hope that works out, Jin.
I really hope so too.
Whatever it is, I have no clue.
I mean, it's really relevant to what we were just talking about, but that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, I'm curious now.
Well,
Okay,
if we don't find out this episode, we'll have to make an end of the episode.
Just delay the episode until he gets it, and then we can insert a
All right,
part
we're just
where
gonna leave this on record until.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you got me this photograph of Rex and his family. No, I'm kidding.
I am back, and I see a package from the Yeti, and I think I'm about to light it on fire because I have a feeling I know what's coming.
You don't
know.
You don't know.
No, you don't. You don't know what's
my
in
God.
there.
So do I go grab my lighter now?
No, just wait.
No, open the box. You don't know what it is.
Come on, Goofy, open the box.
Please open it and
What does this say?
Open it and react.
Post a picture, please.
Oh, that's funny. You guys got any babies? Question mark. Hell yeah.
You guys got any babies?
Yeah, this is gonna get lit on
that
fire.
shirt?
Yeah, we're gonna light this one on fire. Cool. I need some heat. You know, it's been pretty cold lately.
Is it
actually
actually?
the picture?
Is it
I will post
actually
a
a shirt
picture
of
of it.
Uni asking if anyone's got babies?
No, that
no.
I don't think he would set on fire.
Uni is not in this picture.
Why are you asking me this question that was already answered? Silly. Not you.
What about babies? You guys got any babies?
It tickles. I need to go do that side quest.
You do.
Well, I'm so glad that you got.
But yeah, for folks that aren't here, what the shirt is recently the Yeti had a design up that was basically a spoof on the infamous picture from Xenoblade 3's ending. So, and I like that the name is "You Got Any Babes." I think that's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah.
This is a spoof.
Well, it's not the exact picture.
Oh, it's
a
okay.
reference.
It's basically like fan.
It's like a
art.
recreation. Yeah.
But yeah.
Wait,
Oh,
do you really hate that ending that much?
Yes.
Have you not been on the episodes where I've gone off on at length about it?
Probably not because I
think you've been at least one.
That's why I
Yeah.
bought it for you.
I know that's why
Merry
you bought it for me.
Christmas.
It is true love.
I'm so glad that came up just as we were talking about it.
Yeah, I'm impressed that you timed it like this.
Aptly timed.
Like,
Aptly timed.
It's actually
While recording an episode 2.
It's actually late.
Yeah.
Late.
Thank you, the Yeti, for your
Thank you.
excellent timing.
Like, it was late, but I'm like, okay, you knew this was going to happen, Yeti, so thank you. Thank you.
Okay, that was
Yeah.
weird how that came like right in the middle of the episode.
Like, we
I
were
was-
talking about that said, the Xenoblade 3 ending picture, and it just, like, so happens, like, oh, hey, Justin, did you check the mail today?
And it was wild. Like, okay, like folks, I'm gonna let you know. I did not know this was coming. That is not scripted whatsoever. I genuinely had no idea this was coming. I went into my mailbox and it was there. Like,
It's so funny.
It was, oh my gosh, it was like the best. I mean, the whole episode was fun, but that was just like,
it was a good episode.
yeah.
that was a good episode. I also loved the mecha episode that we did as well.
Yeah.
Oh
That
yeah.
episode was fun.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Like, I remember we all had like a really, really good time, and all of us were like really passionate about it. So it was just a cute one.
It was really good.
I'm a big fan of the scales from like a design point in general, because they're from the same person that did Gundam 00, which are some of the sexiest Gundams ever.
That's
nice.
Actually one I've watched.
Yeah, and I see you also did.
And you're
I
right.
also saw you did like Eureka 7 and.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Oh wow!
Nice.
He has a very distinct style that just looks cool.
Gundam 00, the show that brought us a character named Lock on Stratos.
That did happen.
It's pretty great.
Yeah. What did you all think about having to get your scale licenses before you could get your scales?
I was kind of frustrated about that. But that's also because, like, when they were showing Xenoblade Cross before release, they were showing the scales like crazy. I was seeing all this footage of, like, flying around the scales and scale combat, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, this sounds awesome. I cannot wait to get this game. Only to find out that, like, I don't even get to the scales until I think like 40 or 50 hours in, and then like there's like another 10 hours until you can fly.
Yeah, I
like,
think that wasn't even like. I think that the scales were even in like the very first teaser trailer for the game. Like, and I was like, man, this is gonna be so awesome. And then you have to like play for 30 hours before you can get in the mech. So.
And scales in that game, like when you do get them, I think a lot of people seem to come to this. I don't know if I'd say realization. I feel like there's some people that are bound to like the scale combat more than the on foot combat. But most people I talk to, I feel like are like, oh well, yeah, the on foot combat is better. But it's at the same time, you never want to be without your scale just because of the mobility they provide.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it is really satisfying when you finally get them and you can finally fly, because you're just like, oh my goodness, I can go anywhere.
Oh, that song that plays.
That's
Yeah.
such an amazing part of it.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, that was actually very satisfying when you finally get to fly and the music starts playing and you just have that sense of freedom. You already feel free in that, like, you can do whatever you want in Xenoblade Cross. Like, you play that game, you're like, wow, I can go anywhere I want to. But once you can fly, sky's the limit, literally.
It's just so close to the end of the game.
I know, that's the unfortunate part about it.
Like, you try to sell people on that game, but it's like, you have to sit through so much that it's just really hard to get through in some ways for a lot of people. I mean, I'm not going to say, I'm sure there's some people that really enjoyed that, that early grind in it, but that just most people just have trouble getting into that game because how long it takes to get through the start and just like the middle parts of that story, get to the parts where it really, really opens up.
I
actually like the scale license for the simple fact that it just makes the mechs feel more special when you finally do get it. What I don't like is that you have to pay a fund if your mech is destroyed.
Oh yes,
because that's really
I
stopped
agree.
me from going all out in certain parts. I was like, I don't want to pay this fee if my mech is destroyed.
Insurance. That's the only game where I'm just like, wait, you have to have insurance. It's like,
Yeah, I'm happy you brought that up because I was surprised with how much I enjoyed that. Just having a chill night with the lads, building a Temu fucking Zelda Guardian, and
Well, we were talking about a different episode.
Oh yeah. We did have another mech episode like much earlier as well, and we were talking about both though. So I mean,
Yeah. We were talking about the kit one earlier, but now I'm talking about a different mech episode.
yeah, the one where we had Bow on, right?
Yeah, Bow.
That was on that one.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Like I said, we were kind of in the same breath talking about both because one kind of led into the other.
Which I still haven't finished my mech.
Just
that
like
I was working
one thing, yeah, me either. Just like one thing led to another, and suddenly we were watching the Xenosaga anime.
Yeah,
It's okay, Jin, about your mech. Like my Bart mech is still standing on the table since then.
Yeah, and like the Veltal from that set, I actually gave that away as a prize for Tournament of Voices recently.
Oh,
'cause
cool.
we had Faye as one of the characters for that. So
That's cool.
Aw.
yeah, that was nice. Also, what was speaking of like random Xeno convention crap? So too many games this year. Remember during Cosplay Pro Wrestling how somehow
I do,
the
yeah.
fucking Xenoblade Cross strategy guide was a prop for that?
Yep.
That's hilarious.
I remember you guys saying that. Yeah,
I'm just
So
saying.
now we have a
that should-
picture.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Got
I'm just
Donkey
saying
Kong
that should
reading
be-
the.
Yeah, Donkey Kong reading the guide.
I
He
just
said-
want
No one understands how to play this still. This guy did not help, but you can beat someone over the head with it.
That's about all the guide's good for.
What are you gonna say, Anthony?
Oh, I was just, since he brought up that cosplay pro wrestling, I just want to give a quick shout out to Adam, whose his cosplay axe that he's been using for years for his Eddie Riggs cosplay was unfortunately
casualty.
A casualty.
Oh.
It was, I saw his face when it happened, and I'm like, I was like, did that axe break be part of the script? And I turned and looked over at him, and I saw his face, and I was like, oh, it was not scripted.
Oh no!
I felt so bad for him. He's such a nice guy.
But yeah, also props take so long to make, so yeah, that's sad.
That was rough.
Not easy.
Speaking of cosplay, we had a cosplay episode. It was great.
So, I have a question for the group, which is actually going to bring us into our next topic, which is like, techniques and styles for cosplay. But I'm curious, is there a particular material or object that you use for cosplays that you're like watching like a hawk? So I'm going to give an example. One thing that Mega Man cosplayers tend to do is they love the day after Easter. And the reason why is because B knows where I'm going with this.
Yes.
So
That's actually quite smart, actually.
Yeah, it's very clever. So the reason Mega Man cosplayers love the day after Easter is because you can buy those giant Easter eggs, and you can get them really cheap that day, and then those are very, very easy way to make defeat for a lot of Mega Man cosplays.
So smart.
Oh my gosh.
That's so smart.
So
That's funny.
It's also very funny because if you go to like a Mega Man cosplayer event, you can tell when they're walking because you can just hear the clacking.
I'm gonna tag on that. I made a Mega Man cosplay once, and I didn't know that, so that's genius. Is I used like foam and I glued sheets of foam together, and it made such a mess of the house, and it was so hard to walk. And every time I banged into a corner, it like got destroyed. Don't use foam. But that's going on the back burner. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I don't know if
that
I
was
was
pretty
there for
fun.
that one, but it was good.
Yeah, we had Rain and Clarissa.
Clarissa, Rain, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Kat was there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It had really you guys too also had like all really good tips and tricks for cosplay.
Yeah,
so
sometimes I'm like, I should listen more to my tips and not cosplay.
I'm a novice.
I cosplay Crunch again this year, but it was a bit more calculated. Like, it was not nearly as much like, I'm gonna like sacrifice all sleep. No, I was still sleeping, but I was like working nonstop.
Your cosplay. Your cosplay.
I didn't think mine was going to become a crunch until it did, and then it did, and I was like, oh,
It's always like that.
Yeah. I was like, I started early.
We always think, I totally have like enough time, and then like stuff happened, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, time to go full time on this.
I got good news though. I had a really good year this time with makeup. One of our friends that did help me do my makeup found a way to apply eyeliner to me that did not make me feel it at all, and that was super nice.
Yeah, but it's also because she has the same type of eyes as you, so she knew the tricks to do it. Well,
it was great.
So it was nice. And looked really nice too.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, now I'll know as well, like if I ever help you that, I'm gonna have to look probably videos, but at least now I'm gonna know how to apply it.
Yeah, it's all good. Still appreciate that a lot, because that was like, no pun intended, huge eye opener for me, realizing I can wear eyeliner crying half the day.
Huge eye opener.
For real.
Oh my god. But yeah, cosplay episode was definitely fun. And cosplay is fun, even though painful, it is fun.
True artists suffer for their art.
Yeah, definitely suggest if people are going to get into cosplay or anything or want some tips to definitely listen to that episode.
But only a little bit. They only suffer a little bit. Don't put yourself through it trying to finish a cosplay. It's not worth it. You've got other years. You can finish it the next time if need be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't hurt yourself. That's all.
Yes. Let's see here. Anybody want to bring up any of their favorite episodes or
The love episodes that lasted as long as Dragon Ball.
Oh yes, our love series, which we talked about all of the different kinds of love throughout the Xeno games.
We
All
won't
right.
spoil it this time.
Okay.
Elma is Superman. I'm just kidding.
Kinda, but
There's a I will say that there's like a fan theory out there that like Elma is supposedly Cosmos. But that's getting into weird stuff. That's getting into weird stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
if
doesn't-
anything, she's.
Why would you ditch a robot body for a robot body? Come on.
Wow.
Oh, man.
There are better things to use Cosmos for.
Yeah. I'm sorry,
yeah.
fans. I just disproved your theory, I think.
Well,
I think Jin
wait,
broke.
wasn't No, that just reminds me in the Xenoblade 2 art book for Cosmos RE, isn't she like version 6 or something like that? So maybe Elma, the white-haired one, is like version 5, and no, I'm trying to... No, this isn't working out. Never mind. Ignore me. I'm
That's why that one Infinity mission in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Elma gets super jealous of Cosmos RE. That must be it. Oh, you guys didn't play that one?
Are we gonna have another episode of Xeno Myths? Is Elma actually Cosmos?
Okay. Oh no.
I didn't come up here to make them up. Sorry.
Do we have to get Pure here to like clean things up?
Pure, is this true? I just made this up.
I love how we mention Pure at every episode now.
Every episode, we have to at least mention him once.
Well, he's the biggest Xeno fan on Earth, of course.
Right? Yeah, he loves it so much.
I hope he listens to this episode.
It went on to be 4 parts long.
That's insane. I forgot it was that long.
Yeah, it was so funny, and I think it was the last part that got held up because we had sound issues to fix on it or something.
Oh
Was it
God!
one of those?
I remember that. That
wasn't the one when we were like Justin had to redub himself.
I forgot about that.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh!
It was either that or the villains one. I think.
I think it was one of the love episodes.
I love our character deep dives. They're so much fun for me.
The character deep dives are fun.
Those are pretty good.
Yeah,
And,
these are really cool too. Yeah.
Yeah, we've had some pretty good ones. Even early on, I do remember we had a pretty solid Shion one.
Episode 3.
Alright, so my opinion on Shion, I've gone through several phases with her. On one hand,
All right, I'm
I
scared.
absolutely adore her. Then there's been days where I'm like, she's a freaking scumbag. And then there's other days where I look at that and I say, you know what? That's actually genius. So it's like I go back and forth between absolutely loving her and absolutely hating her. And it's just like I'm so conflicted on this character, but not necessarily in a bad way, because I kind of think it's because this character can have that kind of effect on me. That's also kind of genius. So I guess in that sense, yeah, she's cool.
She's a very human character, and I really love that about her. 'Cause she's not perfect, but
yeah,
no one
not
is.
perfect.
So I
Well,
love
that's-
that.
The thing is that the reason that she's considered such a divisive character is because she's incredibly human, incredibly complicated,
Right.
complex, and flawed. But she's a female character, and people freak out when female characters aren't easily put into little boxes. And she can't be put into a little box, and people read as mostly men freak out, but also a lot of women too, or others, because again, because there's internalized misogyny still going too, but the fact that she's so real and so complex means that they can't put her in little boxes. She has to be like treated as a person, and then, people freak out.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I was getting at. Like, the fact that I even have all these wildly different and conflicting feelings about her, that says something about the way she was developed. And I think the fact that she can have that effect on somebody, that's a pretty good thing. That's really cool. That shows a character being developed over the course of 3 games that's done in a way that you don't always see in Japanese works, especially works that are based on anime, or I know this isn't based off an anime, but I'm just saying, like, and generally in this kind of style of storytelling, you don't often see that. So for that, I think Shion Uzuki is a really impressive character.
I'm like right there with you, because I didn't even know how to take her when I first played the end, or when I got to the end of episode 3. I wasn't sure, I mean, I didn't hate her. Like, I couldn't hate her. Like, but like I wouldn't have. It's like it was one of the first things that I'd experienced, I guess, games, movies, books, whatever, where it's just like the main character did something that made sense, but I didn't really agree with. Like, I wouldn't have done that. In her shoes, I wouldn't have done what she would have done, but like I can't hate her for doing what she did, because one of the things about Xenosaga that impressed me all the way through was that, and Gears too, we kind of get we get that from Faye too, is we get like, we get it from the beginning. We have her childhood, and we know from the database, that she went to school, so she has colleagues, and she works, and she has this job that she really cares about, and people that she really cares about, and people just kind of expect her to do things, but that's not what she decided. And I don't know, it just kind of blew me away, really.
Yeah, that was a
I'm pretty
very
fond of
early
the
one.
Ziggy one too. Like, I had just rewatched all cutscenes a bit before that, so like it was super fresh in my memory.
Oh yeah.
Well, getting back to Ziggy, something we've brought up in other character episodes. Well, I wish we had brought it up in Shion's episode, but like the voice acting for Ziggy.
I love Richard Epcar. I love him.
It was so great that he was able to play as Ziggy through all 3 episodes when other characters weren't so lucky.
Yeah,
for sure.
And it's awesome.
We had the same voice actor and the same like design for the whole.
Yeah, the entire design. Everybody else got redesigned like 3 times, but Ziggy stayed the same throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
It was really great. But yeah, like Richard Epcar is so iconic, and I really love that he just like stayed with the character even though the job ended. Because like voice actor jobs, once you're done, you're done. And I do like that he returned to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've even seen him like on Twitter and stuff like post that Ziggy was like one of his favorite roles, which was really, really cool that he like mentioned that.
Oh. Yeah, I follow him on Twitter. I don't think he follows me on Twitter, but he follows me on Instagram, and he's liked some pictures of my dog.
Oh my god,
great! So I feel very, very honored.
That's awesome.
That is a great honor.
And he wishes everyone happy birthday on Facebook on their birthday, like all his Facebook friends.
Aww.
He wishes them happy birthday. So he's wished me happy birthday several times. And I'm just like.
But that's really awesome.
It is, yeah. Yeah, he's cool. He's a cool guy. I like him.
And the other,
I met him at a convention once.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was years ago. Like, I think it was 2008 or whenever he was at Otakon, like 10, 11 years ago. And I got his autograph, but I didn't really say much to him besides, oh my god. I was just so excited. I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. But yeah, it was cool.
To be fair, I think if I would have met him, I would have been like freaking out too, because like he has a really good voice, and like his role for Ziggy was really amazing. So
yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was fun, and Aaron was
Speaking
great
of the
on there.
Ziggy one, I like tried to help Tyler some in like production stuff. And I like over edited the Ziggy episode. Nobody watched it probably, but I went extra hard on that.
Oh, you mean like for the video version?
Yeah, the YouTube version of the Ziggy episode. I don't think anybody watched it, but I put so much time into it.
Oh no!
Now you make me want to go back and watch it because I think I just listened to that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I usually
I didn't
more
realize.
listen because like what I would do often is listen back to the episodes while I'm at work. So videos are a bit harder, but like I should definitely go back and check out the videos again of some of them.
Oh, that reminds me. The reason why the pure second episode took so long is that he actually did some editing with the video. I don't think it was like there was like some video parts to it. Not much, but I think that was part of why it took so long. Sorry, I just now remembered that.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
we all chilling here.
Good to know.
But yeah, the love series, it's hilarious that like the first part is Xenogears and Xenosaga. The first episode is just Xenogears and Xenosaga. And then we took 3 more episodes. I think Love Part 2, wasn't that the first episode you were in, Nick? I think. Oh, yep, it says yeah.
Wait, Love Part 2 was?
Yeah.
No, Nick
I thought I was in a Xenoblade Cross.
Xenoblade Cross, I remember because I went to capture him because we were all drawing blanks.
Love Part 2 was Xenoblade X.
Oh, it was? Oh, right, okay. I knew it was related to Xenoblade X, and I was like...
But yeah, I do remember going to capture him, be like, "Hey, want to be on the podcast? Because you're a Xenoblade Cross specialist, and we're all pretty much looking at each other with a blank state."
I had gotten to a point, actually fairly recently at that time, where I just, like, I finally went back to finish Xenoblade Cross, and once I got, like, it took me a while, because I there was, like, a lot of things. I got that game really close to launch. I played it for a while, I got stuck in it, I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, I love this game, but I because of the aesthetic is like super my thing, but also I don't understand what is going on with this game. I wish I did. I wish I understood more about it. I finally got myself to go back, pushed myself through it, and I hit like this point where everything just kind of like I mean I was like studying this game for a while. I was asking people who had played it for like help figuring out this and that in like our servers and stuff. Like I remember talking a lot with Lugal on the Mirror server about it because Lugal was like really big into it as well, and like some other people on there. And just like getting all kinds of help and like looking further into it. And the further I dug into it, the more I was like, this game is actually maybe one of the most mechanically incredible games I've ever touched in my life.
Yeah,
but how are you supposed to figure that out on your own?
Yeah, I just wish it was better explained because, like, I really reached like a couple points where like I kind of burnt out on it just because I would get stuck on some points and like,
yeah,
you know, it's like too much grinding, not enough cookies for me. So, like, I didn't play it nonstop when it came out, but like then I hit like a place where I got stuck, and eventually I took the decision to restart the game, but that game has yet to get to completion because I burned out again.
Yeah, it happens, but it's like I remember way back when watching you play some of it and just you climbing all the mountains. It was really
yeah.
funny.
I do that in all the games I play. If I have the ability to climb a mountain, I will climb it. And even if I'm not supposed to climb the mountain, I will try to clip through the mountain to get out, get up there. And I succeeded multiple times in Xenoblade Cross. That was one of the things that was funny, is that you could so easily clip into the mountains and stuff to just like get up there.
Yeah, it was great, and I got to a point with that game where I finally beat it, and I got straight, like, the ending of it, like, hit me in just, like, a really emotional way, which might be kind of weird to some people. I like it really...
I have no idea how it's gonna hit me when I see it. For now, I have not seen it because I'm, like, forever in burnout.
Well,
but yeah, no, it did that, and so I was like, I got to a point where I was like, oh, I've beaten the game, and now I just want to keep on playing it forever. So
yeah, I understand. Also, what were you about to say, Tyler?
Well, I was gonna say, which we did play it on an episode as the send off for the online mode.
Yeah, it was really fun to play with everybody. Like, even if I had because I had a new game, I was much lower level, but like I did join a couple missions still. I think it was fun, and I love how I don't know who it was, but there was someone that was just standing there and like clapping to like to like cheer me on because like I
remember that.
It was getting those games after people had already played them on like the Xbox 360 and the PS3.
Yeah.
Like no one's gonna want to play Mass Effect 3 on the Wii U when it came out after the 360 and PS3 release, and they didn't even release the first two.
I use items all this time. I have finally found out how to use items, guys. I was today years old.
Congratulations!
Hell yeah!
Congratulations!
Okay.
I never use items.
There should
in this
be
game.
one more There should be one more Jackal somewhere.
Also, I like how Jazz was just like cheering us.
I know. I was like, thank you.
Jazz is so supportive.
Let me watch you solo them.
One more.
So basically, and I'm like, please don't watch me solo. Please help.
Please help.
Wait, was it like an NPC or is it one of us?
It was someone that had joined us. I don't know if it was Val or someone else that had just joined because they knew that it was going on or something. But like, they were just there, just clapping, doing the clapping emote nonstop. And then eventually, when we were struggling, like they would just pull out their weapon and kill everything.
I do remember
funny.
that. That was cute. But yeah,
it was cute.
That was a fun episode. Wasn't fun to edit, but it was a fun play.
Yeah, because our videos all had different values, and Tyler had a lot of difficulties to put them all in one video.
Yeah, but I did it. I had a dream. Well, I think Nick actually gave me the idea, but I went through with it, and it was a good experience, and I also like how it turned out.
Yeah, I like how it turned out too. It's nice. We see everybody's POV at the same time.
Wait, which one? Oh, you mean for the Xenoblade?
The stream.
2-player one? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
That makes me wonder how many people watch the video versions versus like the audio.
Oh,
yeah, the audio I'm not sure, but the video I mean I could go check like live now.
Oh gosh, don't! You're gonna make me feel sad because it's probably not a lot.
I watched it.
It's okay. That's probably how I feel about the Ziggy one.
But yeah, the video should be available on Spotify and YouTube. But yeah, that'd be a weird thing to like experience without the video. But if it's there, if people want it.
But yeah, go watch the Ziggy episode.
Yes, go watch the Ziggy episode. Go watch the Xenoblade X episode. Yeah, they were
only because I actually did spend kind of hours on it.
It's kind of similar to that Guilty Chat. Nick, you did a very good editing job with the what was it, episode 69 or 420.
It was episode 420.
I'm sorry.
Please.
I'm sorry.
Nice.
And here's one that's the most unbelievable. All it says, kill your friends guilt-free. Now, obviously,
bullshit blazing, still my heart is blazing. If the words kill me, I don't need a new one. Under you, soon you will know. We already know the smell of the game.
Hey Gearsters, welcome to Guilty Chat. We're here today with myself, your host Nick, and our other host. Go ahead.
Oh, Robin. I didn't know I had to say my name. I thought you said my name.
You get to now, because I said
Okay.
so. But also, we got some daredevils in here. Here comes Daredevil. First of all, we have Jintoki, Tyler.
Yo.
And then we have our other Gearster here today, Justin.
Tyler, how the hell did we get in here?
The hell?
I don't know.
That's a good question. I
Remember
don't
there was
know
that trail
either.
of cheese, and you followed the trail of cheese. Idiots.
Yeah, it was a trail of cheese. It was that doesn't work because Justin doesn't,
I was gonna say,
Justin's
yeah.
not
Why
into
would
the
I
cheese.
follow a trail of cheese?
That's true.
But it was
You're not a...
this time it was cake, but it was awesome cake. It was a rum cake. Because
Yeah, that'll get me to follow the trail.
That has
trail
it has-
of cheese and rum cake.
Yeah,
Respectively. Two different trails.
rum cake.
It was good cheese.
It was rum cake and Easter buns.
Yeah,
that's how we fooled you into it.
Tis the season for Easter bun.
Yeah, rum
It's
cake and
true.
Easter buns. That's how we got them on the episode today. But hey, yeah, this is Guilty Chat.
I don't know what we're talking about that because it was a completely different podcast.
It was a nice experience. There was crossover since, Justin and I were there.
That's true.
It was a nice guest spot for us.
It was nice that, to finally have you on our fine Guilty Gear podcast that we've, of course, been running for years.
Right. What episode are you guys up to now?
Oh, what is it? 650?
Oh, wow.
One?
Wow, that's a lot.
Wow, you guys are much faster
Yeah, we
than
did
us.
a lot. I don't know why Nick isn't also saying how we have 651 episodes.
He just wrote BRB, guys.
Oh, dang it. I brought this up at the
that
wrong...
was nice of him. Don't worry, I'll talk about this podcast that we have 651 episodes on.
Okay, he's just counting all the money that y'all made on that podcast.
I know.
How much did Arc System Works pay you?
Look, I'm just saying my bathtub has never been more full of $1 bills.
Oh my god. Imagine
By which I mean there's
how
one
many
in there and I
dollars-
just haven't fished it out yet.
If you need help counting all of those, I'm professional.
No, it's one. Normally I have $0 bills in my bathtub, but now I have one.
Imagine if these were all like Canadian dollars, which is change.
This bathtub smells like maple syrup.
There he is.
Or change does
Oh,
not.
there you are to talk
No,
about,
maple
about
syrup.
Guilty Chat, our podcast that we're on
Oh!
episode 651 of.
Oh yes, I'll just break the illusion and be like, yeah, I had to run for a second to use the bathroom, so I was like, hey, BRB
Yeah.
in the chat, guys, and I guess nobody saw it. We were like,
Yeah,
we saw it. I was like, why aren't you talking?
We have
That's weird.
Rewind the episode and you'll see. We noticed.
oh, okay, I will. Yeah, let me just do that. Can you
I
guys
just didn't notice when I started talking.
Will you guys speak backwards for me for a second? Just like we got to rewind it.
No.
Okay. So yeah, Guilty Chat, our other podcast that you listen to every week, of course.
Yeah.
It was a good time. It was-
Multiple times a week because I don't think the
Multiple-
math works out.
Yeah, there's so many episodes, and you just lost count.
Yeah.
And I was just
Oh,
going to
30.
say, you did a great job editing the video for that episode. It was
Thank
great.
you. I know that I got it out a little late in the end. I did not realize that time was gonna be the way it was. I was thinking, I can get it out today, and I really did my best to rush the editing, but there were certain things I just really wanted to do with it.
No, that's
good.
No, you good. It turned out great.
As a result, I don't think it actually got published until almost the second. Which, honestly, in my opinion, best April Fool's joke ever is releasing it on the second day of April instead.
It made it to April 1st. It was just late in the day, but
ahead of the curve. Really.
Yeah, it was good. It was a really well done episode.
Look, how many people listen day of anyway? It's fine.
Exactly.
That's true. That's true.
Also, it was not April Fool's joke. It's real. What are you talking about? What am I talking about? It's real. It happened.
So please check out our latest episode where we are discussing what nail polish brands all of the Guilty Gear characters use.
Yeah. That did happen. And
that's on our latest episode, which again 651,
where I talk about how I dyed my eyelashes white to cosplay Ramlethal.
Cosplay Ramlethal, yes, go.
I mean, I actually did.
You did cosplay
Ramlethal? That you did.
And I didn't dye my eyelashes, but we did manage to make the eyeliner sit on them to where they looked white, which was insane to me. I was like, that's so cool. How did that work out? It worked.
It's called having eyeliners that are very they're almost like paintbrushes, the ones we have. So.
Yeah. You know what was crazy? After that, I had to scrub so hard to get that off my eyelashes.
I believe you. It's very strong eyeliner.
It was like caked to a point. Like, I mean, like not caked like so heavy, but it was like. Well, I mean, it kind of like it was like, oh wow, it looks like whenever you what is a good way to put this? Like whenever you get plaster on something that you don't mean to, and it just like kind of like sticks all. It felt almost like it didn't feel like that whenever I was wearing it. Like felt surprisingly natural, but it just was like, wow, this really is on there. Whenever I was trying to actually get it off, I think the next 2 days. I still had some on like my lower eyelid that I could not get off.
Yeah, it can happen.
I was like, it was just funny, but like, no, I was impressed and I was like super happy. I didn't exactly finish every part of the cosplay I wanted to, but that's for another year. We'll see.
Exactly.
I'll know better next time.
Mm-hmm.
And then Soul Bad Guy. Then someday Soul Bad Guy. Someday. I mean, someday. I'm not gonna get that jacked. Maybe I'll be like XX Soul Bad Guy, you know? Maybe I'll be like that era, but still, right. I could be I could be Odor Soul, Order Soul.
Anyway,
Odor. You know the stinky one.
The stinky one. Yeah.
I mean, you'll be at a con. Of course, you're gonna be Odor.
No, you forget my motto. Seeketh the shower. I seeketh the shower.
That's true. But to boot everybody back on track.
You should cosplay Graph and have this meme live in conventions and go around with deodorants.
You know, I actually really want to. That would be amazing. Maybe not the shirtless version because I'm self-conscious, and also, you know, that just wouldn't work for me very well. But anyway, it would be cool to cosplay Graph. That would be amazing.
All right. Well, what were you about to say?
Music episode. Go talk about it.
Okay.
I wasn't there, so I can't.
Oh, okay.
Everybody back on topic.
Sorry.
I listened to it.
But
I wasn't it. I listened to it, but it's been a very long time. So, like, whatever story is written there, I don't remember.
Well, okay. So there were actually 2 music episodes. One was kind of like a more general one, which I think might have been the first episode. Well, was that the first episode?
Yeah, I think the first one was more general, but it's also the one I joined, actually.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
I remember that because I was like, I hate that I missed this one because I had so many. Well, I mean, I hate that I wasn't on this one. I remember thinking, I was like, man, I wish I were on this podcast so I could bring up this song and this song and this song.
I feel the same. I wish I was there for the Xenoblade 3 episode.
Oh.
I wish I was there for the Elna episode.
There'll be more. There'll be more.
It's okay. We'll have other chances to do things. We could revisit some themes too.
Exactly. Nothing is ever closed forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, the second. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just doing the same thing.
Okay.
Go.
Well, the second music episode was with our special guests Purple Shala and Anime Vivi, which they have done some great renditions of various Xeno tracks and like other video game franchises. So definitely, check them out on Spotify and whatnot. But one of my favorite memories was, I believe it's Purple Shala was talking about a time where they were playing Gower Plains on a stage, and they got to that part in the song where it's like bump, 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 and they like, in order to do that part, they like stomped on the stage, and it like, it was just like hilarious the way that she described it, and
That's funny.
it just like startled people.
Although like in live performance though, like two things or maybe three songs came to mind, like was just in terms of ensemble, like putting stuff together, like when I think I probably felt most out of my element when we did Gar Plains, because that was really hard to adapt for acoustically, because you wouldn't because it's not, it relies, it's so groovy, it relies so much on drums, and my whole thing with like, we've got the backbeat, it doesn't matter, but like there's the way it is, because it's more like Latin beats, like there's a very strong emphasis on the one, and then there's a very and a lot of strong emphasis on the congas that play during it, that it was very like I could only do so much with just the bass line and then just maybe that right hand ostinato, and so it was like there were times when it didn't feel as locked in as it could have been, like just that one I think really probably like if we had a conga player, then I probably would have been like, okay, let's just get the drums in here, get it, like hold it down, and then like when we were performing it, like because those three like those three. Joe knows what I'm about to say. There's one part when before it goes into the bridge, when you hear these three knocks on either a guitar, or like it's three slaps on a guitar, or it hits three hits on some kind of drum, and bass drum. Sorry, it's the bass drum. I was like trying to. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Okay, the bass drum, and then it's like dum bum bumps, like da 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 da. So just before that part, so we were like, well, we should stomp. we should all stomp. That would be fun. Like, we should just, after we do this, like, before we go to the bridge, we'll all stomp those three like beats and then, play our thing. And so we were used to rehearsing it in my house, and so we would all stomp on a hardwood floor, and that would be fine. But then when we did it on stage, where where it's all very resonant, and we were on the stage, it's kind of hollow, and I was wearing high heels, and like we all stomped. And it like scared the audience out of it. It was like boom, 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 and like everyone like jumped. Like I saw our recording guy just like I was like, oh my gosh, maybe that's a little much. We had to just go on like da 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 da. And so like when I watched the video and I listened back to it, it's like three sonic booms like out of nowhere. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is hilarious.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that was a time.
She had so
I
much
I was
energy
there
in
for
that
that episode too, but it's just that I don't fully remember the.
You were there.
Story, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's been a hot minute, but yeah.
Yeah, that was back in 2020 April.
Yeah, I remember where I was. For some reason, that's one of those things where it's like, I remember exactly where I was whenever I was listening to that episode. And it's kind of it's actually a little bit funny, because that's whenever I was doing my job where I was taking soil samples. And I was in the middle of like a field. I think I'm trying to remember what crop was in the field, but it was like something that grew really tall. I don't think it was corn. I'm pretty sure it was some kind of bean.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just like taking samples listening to that episode, and I was like, okay, now why do I remember this so well? I do remember that was a huge field, though.
That's good. Yeah, it was a good episode, and Purple Shawl and Anime VV, if you're listening, you're always welcome back.
Oh yeah, that episode was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're both really great guests.
Mm-hmm.
I hope we can have them back eventually.
Yeah, I would love to just hang out with Purple Shala more. I really enjoyed when they were on the podcast, and I also got to meet them at a con before too, so that was pretty cool.
I would love to be able to talk about the music in this franchise, because I feel like that is a topic that, especially now that the third game and the DLC of the third game is out, we need to revisit that topic. Because
definitely.
there's so much amazing music in this franchise that you could never hope to cover all of what needs to be said in 2 episodes.
I mean, given that the Xenoblade 3 has a 10-hour soundtrack, I think we covered everything.
Yeah. What else were we gonna say? I mean, the music was all basically just Twinkle Twinkle Little Star remixes.
Yeah, soundtrack by Darude, but it's all Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Let's see here. Do you remember that time when Margie beat up everyone in the Hunger Games?
Not enough rabbit food.
And Margie Fatima convinces Mary Godwin to not kill her, only to kill her instead.
Oh my Margie, she is.
Jesus, Margie.
It's like
the
Civ Gandhi.
Yeah, Margie's like.
You're not a member of the Nissan religion. It doesn't matter. You can just. You're expendable.
Margie's really bloodthirsty after not being allowed in the game.
God, I wish I could play as Margie now. She's fucking brutal.
Citrine cannot handle the circumstances and commits suicide. Margie Fatima overhears Seraphita and Dominia talking in the distance. And day 4, Guinan Kukai, Mary Godwin, and Citrine are dead. And Margie Fatima has 3 kills. Seraphita has 1 kill. That's it.
And Margie has quite the kill count. I would not play Halo against her.
Night 4. Seraphita lets Margie Fatima into her shelter, which sounds like a horrible idea.
It really does.
Awesome. No, don't.
Don't do it,
Seraphita! You've lasted me this long, come on.
Dominia receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Seraphita accidentally detonates a landmine while trying to arm it.
Oh shit. Oh. Well, there goes mine.
Dominia kills Margie Fatima with a hatchet.
What?
Good.
That was a twist.
Finally.
I was rooting for Margie a little bit.
Seraphita and Margie are dead. And that means Dominia wins! Dominia has now been scientifically proven to be the best of waifus.
I can deal with that.
I don't think she won, actually, but she got pretty far.
That was still one of my faves.
She didn't win, but like I don't fully remember the details, but I do remember there was a part of it where like everyone around her kind of fell, and she was the only one standing.
It's like, Margie, what are you doing? But yeah, this was
that episode.
Oh, go on.
Sorry. I was just going to say that episode was so good that it made Lemon Demon rewrite the Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny.
It's true. Look that up.
I don't know the things you just said.
Okay.
All right. Well,
we
can go into that later.
Okay.
So, note to self: Tyler didn't look at the internet in the mid 2000s at all.
I did have dial-up
I don't
then.
remember who had won that Hunger Game. Was it Margulis?
Margulis won the debate.
We did more than one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there was
He won that one.
Domina.
Girls and boys, wasn't there?
Okay.
Yeah, there was a husbando and a waifu.
Waifu, yeah.
Yeah, there was one who waifu.
Well, no,
was
there was a debate one, and then there was the Hunger Games.
Oh, yeah. The Hunger Games was separate from the debate itself,
Yeah.
And I think I know the guy debate came down to like Ziggy and Margulis, I believe.
But yeah, I believe Margulis won the debate, and Dominia won the Dominia. Sorry,
Dominia. Yeah.
Dominia won the Hunger Games.
Both cat favorites.
Because I remembered that.
Oh, go on.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember Cat's picked one.
Yeah, Cat rigged it. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, Cat rigged the debate.
I don't think there was any rigging. We
I'm
all
just
love
joking.
Ziggy, and we all love Margulis for being the type of villain he is. Margulis is just a very
Wait, Ziggy wasn't
charismatic,
a valid option.
I think we all just feel that Kat has very
Right.
respectable taste in general.
We
Yeah,
took
pretty much.
we didn't put playable characters in there.
It was non-players only.
That's right.
So actually,
That's right. So no
because we
Ziggy. That's
said
why
that it could
Ziggy
be
wasn't in there.
There was no Ziggy, but also we had said that if they were a guest character, they couldn't run either, and that's why I couldn't pick Dixon. But
Oh, I was going to say Alan?
Marie cheated because Marie used Albus, who was also a guest party member.
I did not remember.
Well, pulled the wool over your eyes, so it counts.
So,
For, like,
actually, Marie, you're
5
disqualified
seconds.
from this thing that we did years ago.
That was
And you
like
didn't win anyway.
let me see how many years ago that was.
Do it again. It was an amazing episode.
It was fun.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Was that was a holiday?
It was a holiday.
That was a holiday.
2019, December 2019.
Last time AI was good for
We're
anything.
taking back the prize you didn't win anyway, because that was an illegal entry.
Yeah. Undrink that Arizona tea we bought you. That
Yeah,
didn't
please.
Didn't actually happen.
Okay, sure. Blah, blah, blah.
Thank you for being so cooperative about this.
Well, speaking
You're
of,
welcome.
It's in the groundwater now.
Speaking of another holiday episode, the fanfic episode.
Oh god.
Rev up those fryers, because I'm ready for some fan fiction.
That's what I always say when I go to Burger King.
Yes. Some Burger King fan fiction.
So the important part about this is that this is the only one where we at all discussed who should read what, so don't get used to it.
Yeah, but even then I
It is
feel like
all-
we're gonna get chaotic anyways.
Probably
Yeah, it is. There's no avoiding it.
Anyway, I wrote this one. It's called A Very Ormus Christmas because I tried to think of where does Christmas actually work in any of the Xeno games, and I realized Ormus.
That makes sense to me.
It does.
This is true. They are space Christians, so.
They are space Christians, so they're the only ones who can celebrate space Christmas.
Okay. Alright, are we ready?
Yes.
Who is
Okay.
going to narrate this one, though? I'm sorry.
I am, since
Yep, Tyler's going to do it.
Wait, what?
Tyler's going to read it. He's going to narrate.
Okay.
Tyler got it.
Alright.
Yay, Tyler.
Okay. So, A Very Ormus Christmas. Marius and Pellegrini and Churinkov and the Pope and Highline and Orgella were all in the immigrant fleet for Christmas.
Christmas is the day when Jesus gave everybody gift cards to Borders and said, I didn't know what to get all of you, so I just went with a gift card. Money seemed too impersonal. I don't know. Maybe I should have just gone with money?
Pontificated the Pope. All of Ormus sat in the pews of the immigrant fleet and listened to the wise words of the Pope.
Author's note, was it Sergius? I think it was Sergius. I'm gonna call him Sergius.
Sergius saw all of his followers listening attentively. Except Cherenkov wasn't really listening to the preaching because he was thinking about the gift he had for Margulis. He wasn't really interested in the Jesus from Xenosaga talk. He just joined Ormus for Margulis's juicy ass. Well, he hadn't really seen Margulis's rear because of all the robes, but in his art, it was very rounded choice. It was also the focus of the art he made for his beloved. Cherinkov had drawn a wonderful art depicting Margulis as the brave sword man with butt you could bounce a quarter off of, and Cherinkov was the voluptuous leg candy. Pellegrini was there too, but she was a last-minute addition, and so she didn't really fit with everyone else in the picture, and it was kinda awkward. But he was worried that the image was just too obvious without her, so he added her for plausible deniability reasons. Almonds! Cried everyone in the pews, which made Cherenkov realize that he had zoned out and missed the rest of the Christmas story. He quickly stood up and muttered,
Almonds.
with everyone else. They all shuffled into the reception room of the immigrant fleet and had cucumber sandwiches and tiny cups of ketchup. Cherinkov sipped his ketchup nervously.
So, Margulis, are you still hosting a Christmas party for Christmas this year?
Said Cherinkov in bad at small talk. Margulis was about to sip some ketchup, but stopped and answered Cherinkov, who asked a question.
Yes, I always host a Christmas party for Christmas.
Pellegrini looked between the two emotionally constipated men and sighed.
And he would love for you to be there.
Yes.
She added.
Would, oh, yes.
Sorry, go on.
Would to be there.
Margulis mumbled into his drink.
Of course, Commander.
Said Cherinkov with...
Oogoos.
Oogoos, okay. They fast-forwarded to the Christmas party and Cherinkov was there. He was wearing a beige suit jacket and beige pants with an off-white shirt and brown shoes that matches his brand belt. Fashion. Cherinkov was nervous, so he drank a disgusting amount of alcohol. Pellegrini was wearing a black dress with frilly stuff on the bottom and a cross necklace and white gloves and a tiny hat and cross earrings. She sashayed over to him and said in her best Pellegrini voice, Margulis is wearing...
Wait, no,
Sorry! Sorry.
Margulis is wearing a purple suit jacket and black pants and black shoes and a black belt and a white shirt and a black bow tie that he tied himself, and he is all alone now if you would want to give him his gift.
Cherinkov chugged down his beer-tini and walked over to Margulis, but he was stopped by Orgola and Maines.
Where are you going in such a hurry? You haven't taken time to admire my black dress and black shoes and a parka.
She said. He groaned in frustration and looked at her outfit.
Yes, you look very nice. I like the ducky print on the parka.
She beamed pridefully.
Thank you. You may proceed.
Cherinkov tried to advance to Margulis, but was again accosted by more fucking characters. Heinlein was wearing a hot dog suit. Sergius was completely nude, as is the traditional attire for Christmas.
We are also here!
They said in convenient unison. Cherinkov groaned.
That's wonderful. Can I continue now?
Heinlein and Sergius nodded.
Go
for it! All hail Christmas! All hail Christmas.
Cherinkov repeated their farewell. Cherinkov angrily stormed the remaining distance to Margulis.
I brought gift!
He shouted with his long air. Margulis blushed in his face.
A gift? For me?
Cherinkov presented the gift for Margulis. Margulis removed the wrapping paper and beheld this gift. He observed it with his eyes.
Do you like it?
Asked Cherinkov nervously. Margulis burst out into tears and cries.
I traded my ability to recognize humanoid figures in a two-dimensional format to afford your present.
He tearfully handed Cherinkov a gift. It was really weird and awkward to open the gift that Margulis got for him while Margulis was sobbing, but Cherinkov pressed on. It was a shitty bracelet.
But I exchanged my wrists for talent to make your drawing.
He gasped. Margulis and Cherinkov both started to continue crying. Then they laughed and embraced. And Pellegrini drank because, wow, fuck these two.
And I am also drinking because, wow, fuck these two.
I'm also drinking because, wow, fuck these two.
I mean, I thought wrists were a key part of drawing, but I guess not.
Nope, he exchanged them.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that was funny. I couldn't stop laughing because of you guys' voice acting.
Yeah, it was amazing, and that's why we're all getting paid the big voice acting bucks.
Yeah. Which one was this? Was this the one where I ruined things?
No, that was a different.
This was before you were on. This was back in December 2020. So it was the year.
This was another holiday episode, I believe.
Yeah, we basically had tried to get people to write fanfics, but nobody wrote anything, so we all wrote our own fanfics and read them out loud. And mine had, like, a story with no puns, and let's just say Nick and Butt were going really hardcore on the whole no pun voices, and I was just laughing until I cried.
Business.
I also had Jingle Bells playing in the background through the whole episode to cover up the bad quality of the audio, and it probably drove some people crazy.
Yeah, I know one person that drove crazy.
That's kind of who I'm referring to.
Wait, what? Oh, that you just played Jingle Bells on repeat in the background?
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Hi, B. Speaking of,
We have a B.
Hello.
we have B. We have a guest
Surprise
person who came at the
guest
exact moment.
B.
Hello.
This is the perfect time though, because we did just hint at the other fanfic Christmas episode.
Ooh.
Oh, is that the one is that the one with the Boreas thing?
No. That was the one where
We did
we
not
decided
get
to
to
use
this
AI
one yet.
Dungeon.
Oh, the AI dungeon. Yeah, that one.
So yeah, V, feel free to talk about this
Did you enjoy that
Christmas
one?
thing. Did you enjoy
Ready
it?
for me already? Excellent.
Well, we've been
Excellent.
talking the whole time, so.
Okay, excellent. So, I don't know how you guys been doing that because I just popped in, but I just want to comment on the 2023 Christmas episode. Yes?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So, for whatever reason, I was not available for that podcast. I don't remember why, but whatever reason. And it was the episode where you had prompts and Bot was using like Chat GPT or
I was using AI Dungeon. I've never touched Chat GPT.
Sorry, AI
Not that it makes that
Dungeon
much of a difference, just
to, you know, see where the prompt took you. And because I couldn't be a part of it, I threw one out there that I wish I was a part of, which was Boreas finding the ultimate snack.
Yes!
Okay.
Go read.
Yep.
Continue.
Boreas yells at the rabbits, "I'm going to eat you," and then proceeds to devour the rabbits with a giddy smile on his face, his sharp teeth glinting in the sunlight as he chews them up with relish.
Like with the condiment relish, or with like
condiment, or
is he relishing it?
He's relishing in it.
He's relishing it.
Maybe he's doing both.
Relishing with relish.
This is my favorite episode of XenoChat.
I hate
Maybe
this.
it's
This is
both.
my least favorite episode.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
No, it's not, and we both know that.
Yeah, we know that.
Whose turn is it?
That is HK's turn.
Well, Boreas just ate rabbits.
Not to understand what's happening.
Raving
Boreas
rabbits?
ate rabbits.
Still, you watch in horror because they were cute.
Those rabbits do be cute.
You watch in horror as you process what just happened. As you watch Boreas devour the rabbits, your stomach turns at nausea.
I think he found
You can
it.
feel the sharp teeth tearing through flesh and bone, the juices spilling out of the gaping holes in the rabbits' bodies.
Oh my god.
Boreas, you're not even eating right. That's not how you eat.
Tyler, edit in some Doom music.
Thank you.
Tyler, your turn.
Quick, go for the smooch.
No.
Go for the smooch.
No smooch. No smooch. This is a zero smooch run.
Just say to Boreas, stop. Those rabbits were your friends. They were your family.
Oh, no. Why are you making it worse by making them his family?
was here for chaos, but I got way more than I bargained for.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You say, stop, those rabbits were your friends, they were your family. You rush over to Boreas, grabbing him by the collar of his fur. You pull him away from the rabbits, your voice echoing through the forest as you speak with urgency.
Oh, I don't know if B's gonna like this story.
She's
not
gonna
get
love
him
this
his
story.
ultimate
She's gonna laugh her
stack.
ass off.
We did not get the ultimate stack. We just ate people.
I had intended that it would be all like, if you recall from the game, finding a mushroom, but because it's Christmas themed, finding the best Christmas cookie or something, the best hot chocolate, the best recipe, the best, I don't know, the ultimate snack that celebrated the season. And Anthony had done what Anthony does.
Yeah.
That Boreas was gonna go eat rabbits.
What? Oh yeah.
And
well, we couldn't do cookies again. Miyuki already did that.
Well, you could have
She took
done
the cookies.
chocolate or something.
No.
But here Anthony does what Anthony does and said, hey, Boreas is going to eat some rabbits.
And I do it again.
I don't think I've ever laughed so hard at something ever that I was not expecting it to turn this way. So, Anthony, kudos to you. It was a tear-jerker in the most humorous way of Boreas murdering bunnies in the most glorious way possible.
You're welcome. I'm glad it was good for you.
I just wish I was part of that episode, so maybe we could do another episode when I'm available and I can see what kind of calamity we can do, because oh my god, that was the funniest shit ever.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I remember that being a real rib tickler. I that whole episode had me like fucking rolling because that shit was just funny. Like screwing around with generative AI does have its benefits sometimes. I have my thoughts on it, but that, my opinions on generative AI is that generative AI is meant for shit posting, and that entire episode was one massive shit post.
And you guys told me, you said, wait for the episode to come out, you have to hear it. So I'm
It was
all
really-
right,
I
fine.
couldn't
And
wait.
then I
I
see
couldn't
the
wait.
title picture of is Boreas with this face that he's like angry and it's all red, and I'm like, oh god, what did you do? And well,
that's why they call him Calamity.
well done, sir, and the rest of you for tagging on. That was I peed my pants laughing.
TMI.
I'm very happy you enjoyed it.
Jake,
Very happy you enjoyed it.
I would love to be part of the next one.
I would for the record, I'm wholly in support of a second episode in that vein.
Excellent.
That episode put me in diapers.
Yes. Yes. Wear your deep hens if you haven't heard it, because you will be peeing yourself laughing. I mean, the first prompts, they were fine. I didn't get some of the characters because I didn't get, but as soon as you get...
How dare you? Miyuki's cookie was the best.
No, it's not.
Miyuki's cookie was the best.
No, the Boreas one, and I am being biased here, that one was funny.
Yeah, we'll see
More
what
like Boringus, Borass, what?
Gosh, yeah, we'll see what happens with our next holiday episode.
Yeah.
So that is my comment on this. That it was just it made me very happy
That's good.
in a murdery kind of stabby way.
In a murdery kind of stabby way. Love that.
Okay, so we'll have to make sure you take your meds next time you listen to that episode, but cool.
Yes, that's right.
Happy murder stabs.
Murder stabby.
Okay, so was there any other episodes we wanted to bring up, or any other fun memories?
I'm gonna be real. I kind of hate every other episode other than what we talked.
But you
Dang.
Your honesty. Sure.
I actually
Dang.
love them. I can't think of a bad episode. I can't think of a single bad episode. This show is gold. What are we talking about?
I mean, shout out to the Queer Theory episodes. There's 2 of them, and they're both
always a
great.
classic.
So it's this idea of like trying to not see the world in terms of binaries, like because I especially in this Western society, I obviously can't speak to any society I didn't grow up in. There's a very tendency to see things in black and white and very rigid columns, and of course, life doesn't always adhere to that. So it's about seeing just beyond the rigid columns that society places and kind of eking out your own space and like going, okay, I don't have to see myself as man or woman. I don't have to see myself as gay or straight. There are other topics in here. And it's also about like the other groups to which you belong. It's about not like putting yourself in one particular box and just staying there. It's like, okay, yes, I'm bi, but I'm also Jewish. Maybe I shouldn't just see things from my bi box. I should sometimes see things in my Jewish box. I should sometimes just see things in my I'm a human person who has ideals box.
Exactly. It's also about having an open mind to people or things that disrupt the status quo. Our society tends to place a lot of expectations on a lot of us, and we grow up believing those expectations and following those expectations, and people who don't often get ostracized for it. So this is really about saying that, hey, maybe those people that are quote unquote different, they're not so bad. They're just like everybody else. We shouldn't have to limit our scopes to these specific things just because that is what society insists on drilling into us.
And of course, if you are like, hey, I've had, this deep self-reflection, and you know what, I was put in the boy box, and I'm happy in the boy box, that's cool. It's just about, like, not forcing yourself to do something. It's about looking at everything, looking at the options, and then figuring out what is good for you, and figuring out, like, there isn't one way to see things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think the big thing is to be going against the status quo, and currently the status quo is the thought that the men need to be in charge, the females need to be second to them. Everybody is either male or female. Everybody needs to stay in their place. And it's like currently there's a lot of people have come to rely on the status quo because it doesn't require them to think a lot for themselves. Right. Thinking for yourself is dangerous. And Disney movies have pinged on it a little bit in an attempt to, sort of be educational, but it's not really enough. Education, funding for education and what kids are learning these days is very different from what I learned in the 1990s. So people are challenging the status quo less in the current education strata, but more on the internet. So it's a very big, broad topic. It's a very big sort of monolithic thing that people who don't fit it now fight it. Or some people who are within the LGBT plus community, some people can't fight. Some people are trapped in situations where they cannot be their safety would not be guaranteed if they were completely out about who and what they made them up. And I think one of the big important things that queer theory and philosophy and stuff is making the world safer for people who are outside of the status quo.
Yeah.
Those were all some of the more, those were interesting and good episodes. Also, I've got one that comes to mind, and just in like the list of character episodes I remember from very early on, one that really stuck with me in a lot of ways, the Shion episode from early on was actually really, really fun.
Yeah,
Episode
I
3.
mentioned that one. Yep, I mentioned that one earlier. I quite enjoyed that episode.
I think I
was on that one.
You were on that one.
That's
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah, that would have been your
I-
first episode then.
I think that might have been her first episode.
I think it was in the villain one that we tried to speak about Valheim, and then we just all went like blank state and started googling things.
Will Hun be like that for people?
It's just like this, there's some character in this series sometimes that like on the surface it looks like there's a lot, but then you're like, wait. And then, like, you have to think for a minute, and you have to go and, like, do a deep dive to get their information, because, like, it's so, like, spread out. But, yeah. It's just I remember that one time, because it was edited out, of course, but I remember, like, we were very, like, silent for a bit, just searching stuff, because we were all, like, we don't remember.
Which, I did...
don't understand, Wilhelm.
Which I did get a lot better at editing out, like, awkward pauses. Earlier in the podcast, there was definitely a lot more of those.
Doing well. But it's just like, early in the podcast, it was less edited. It was a bit more like...
Mm-hmm. It was kind of a bit more raw, I guess.
You weren't cleaning more like the audio, like extra things, I think, but not so much the pauses or whatever. Like that, we got to that later.
Yeah.
I think this would be a great time to edit an awkward pause into the podcast, actually.
Well, I could do that. No.
Cricket. We're 6 years in, Tyler. Start walking back the advancements.
We've got to be we have to be progressive. This is like another level. This is like the future of podcasting.
This is art.
It's experimental. We're experimental here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You edit in awkward pauses.
We're over 70 episodes in. We're technically over 80 episodes if you count bonus episodes, but we can't go back.
If anybody laughs after I say anything, you should just edit an awkward pause and crickets in or something instead.
Alright, I guess we covered most of the things, and we're pretty much good on the clock right now, so we could go to ending notes.
I mean, I noticed someone. We have a list here. Someone mentioned emergency Xenoblade 3 trailer episodes.
Oh yeah, I had it that I just forgot because it was middle of everything else. But I just really love the moment when the trailer dropped and we all lost our shit collectively and just
that was fun.
Did an emergency meetup to just ramble about it for 3 hours.
Yes, we did. It was like 3 hours.
We
yes.
rambled about a trailer of 3 minutes or 2 minutes, not even for 3 hours.
Right.
Okay, but here's the other thing about that. I'm gonna defend us a little bit.
We don't have to defend ourselves.
No, I know, but listen, the music in that trailer was fucking peak for one thing, and just it set the mood so fucking well. Holy shit. That's the exact kind of game trailers I want, are the ones that set up shit that is I have no clue what's going on, but oh my god, I've never wanted to know more than I do right now what is going on.
Yeah.
Brilliant trailer. I think that's still I feel like if you ask me in a few years, I'll probably be that was probably still one of a trailer highlight moment for me. That's one of my favorite trailers ever.
Technically, we had also reacted live on Retro Roulette, I believe, because Justin was streaming it, I think.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So we did react live to it, and then we did an emergency meeting, and I think the next day we all got together. We all dropped everything we were doing, and the next day we were recording.
So, got the small news out of the way. The big news, as everyone knows, yes, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was announced.
Indeed it was, during the Nintendo Direct yesterday, and man, I was not expecting it to get revealed during that. I mean, I had a feeling we were going to see Xenoblade 3 at some point,
Just wasn't expecting it to be this direct.
I don't know. I feel like my brain felt it because I kept being hype all day and I was not able to shut it down. It was like, it's probably not gonna happen. It's probably not gonna happen. It's probably not gonna happen. And then it happened. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Well, wasn't it like just a couple months ago where like we heard rumors,
Yeah.
rumor, and then bam, it's like, oh crap.
Yeah, and
Take my money now. Just take it.
I did get a bit emotional, even though I was trying to hide. It was just like, oh my god, I'm so happy right now.
I know it was.
But the music didn't help. The music in the trailer was very good.
I mean, when isn't it
Yeah.
good? Like all music in Xeno is always god tier.
It was like the giving me chills kind of shit going on in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know I was sitting next to a friend, and I was like, as I was watching that trailer, I was like, huh? British voice acting? Fantasy and sci-fi elements? It's Xeno! It's Xeno!
Yeah, that seems to be how a lot of people figured it out. It was just like, oh man, I'm hearing British. It must be Xeno.
See, literally, as it was going, the first scene, I saw it go, and I saw the sunset. I was like, wow, this looks like the Torna engine. This is Xenoblade, isn't it? And then they showed the man with the flute, and then they played music. I was like, okay. And it's sad because at first I was like, oh, this means Xenoblade X is not going to happen for a long time. And then it just went away because I was like, ooh, it's Xenoblade 3. Okay.
We were just sitting there, and like, dude picks up this flute and starts playing.
And like we were all researching all the information that was popping off too. It was
I
fun.
remember whenever it first showed, we were like, "Oh, dude picks up this flute and starts playing," and I'm like,
Yeah.
that style looks really familiar." Wait a second,
yeah.
does that look like Xenoblade style? Oh my god, that's Xenoblade.
Yeah. But
Already?
we should probably start to
Yeah,
wrap up
let's
slowly, yeah.
let's wrap up. So yeah, this was fun going down memory lane. But yeah, this is 6-year anniversary. We'll be starting season 7 of the podcast. It'll be interesting to see what we got in store. No, nothing really concrete at the moment, but we're always every once in a while. I haven't done a poll on Twitter in a long time, but we'll also do it.
Sorry, Twitter's not real.
That's true. It's dead. So
it's X.
No.
How are you guys liking Threads and Blue Sky?
No.
We might hit you up there.
We do have a Blue Sky. I don't.
Do we have Mastodon? I don't remember.
No, I don't. That's too many social medias. Too many social medias. We do have Instagram though, which I think you can do polls on Instagram. Maybe.
Oh,
I don't know.
You can do polls on Tumblr. You have a Tumblr.
Instagram.
We do have a Tumblr. Yep, I can do it. Yeah, I can do multiple.
Tumblr somehow still exists.
And
Worst case, you could do a multiple poll and just do the
add them all
math
up.
of, like,
Yeah.
Anyway.
combining all the results together to see the total.
But yeah, so yeah, thanks everyone for joining. And
Be sure to check out our poll on Google Plus and wait, what was the other one I was thinking of?
MySpace,
and Geocities, Geosites,
Geosites, yeah,
and our other poll on.
I guess check our poll on the UMN.
Not Reddit, yeah, UMN
on the UMN.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thanks, and have a good night, everybody. Happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary! Happy anniversary!
Save the game?
We were so young and innocent back then.
These were so different. It's not the same anymore.
Yeah, who gave Nick access to Cheech and Chong?
So,
well, I don't know.
My existence is infinite!
I should write
Yeah.
the fact.
Where's the doc? I can't. Oh wait, it's in prep, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep, it's pinned in prep.
Lasted as long.
I was on schedule by accident.
as a Dragon Ball season.
What?
Wait, what?
You know, like how many, like the. It's just, it feels like we had 2 parts of the love thing, but like it's just like it feels like it was like such a long thing.
Well, we had like, wasn't it like 4 parts?
You guys
No, it
put
was 4
guilty
parts.
chat?
Yeah, right. It was even worse. It was 4 parts.
Yeah.
You technically, that means we're owed a 5th.
We are owed a 5th.
Well,
Wait, what
there's
do you-
Xenoblade 3 now to cover.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
That's why we're owed a 5th.
Ode a what? Ode a fifth.
Owed
What do
a
you-
5th episode,
5th.
like a 5th episode of love.
Owed a they owe us a 5 episode, a 5th episode. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's.
Oda, I was like, what is Oda fifth? That sounds like some weird made up word. Is that something to do with the
Oda
guy that
Fifth
wrote
is
One
my
Piece?
Star Trek OC.
My existence is infinite!
True. It's just called. Whoa, squeak.
Ouch, what the fuck?
I didn't know that would get picked up of all fucking things.
It was very loud. I was
Sorry.
Like, no,
Was
you're
that
not.
Ram?
No, that was
the
my
duck.
rubber ducky. That was my pinbox ducky.
Lol, I didn't know they squeak.
I didn't know that either, and then I looked down, I'm like, wait, this is a squeaker.
I'm back.
Squeaking, squeaking.
Welcome
I am
back.
recording
Okay.
now. Oh
Ooh,
shit!
sweet.
What is this recording to? Oh, good. It's recording to that other hard
I
drive
wanted
that I have
to
57
answer
gigs left on.
to answer your squeak with a squeak, but my duckies don't squeak. I'm sad.
Oh.
What? Now I'm sad.
Oh.
Yep.
I now have to like go and look
Which
at
speaker
Squid's
This one
duckies and
does.
see if Squid's got.
No.
Yeah, that
Squid's got genes. Squid's got genes.
All right, is everybody here?
genes is in genetics or genes is in like blue jeans.
Well,
I
I don't
think
know. Think about the
everybody's here.
SpongeBob episode if you know it.
And you're
No,
here.
it's genetics.
You're here, right, Justin?
My existence is infinite!
B is gonna be our hour 30 mark.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair.
Assuming that she gets here.
B gets here. Okay, we gotta wrap this up.
B's here! B, go! I feel like B needs to enter with John Cena music.
That'd be so
He
funny.
enters, and it's just.
Oh, it's just so good.
Fuck, is it so hot?
Mm.
Don't appreciate this.
My existence is infinite!
Okay. Whew. All right. Hello and welcome to another episode of XenoChat. I am the host Tyler, along with my co-host Justin.
Stop.
Oh.
Tyler,
What?
you might want to back off from the mic a little. You're peaking a little. Like your quality is like getting like garbled.
It was fine, but
Was it just me?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe just turn him down on your end, buddy.
Okay, that might be me. Hang on, I'm sorry. I was looking out for the podcast. Hang on.
How
Tyler
dare you? How fucking dare you? look
Tyler
up
got
the
out his brand new what was it? 3DO. What do they call those?
The
And
Shure.
his Tascam, his fucking Q100, and you had to screw his amazing audio up.
He got his goddamn
his $10,000 mic.
VTuber out.
Yeah, exactly.
His motion capture rig.
Yeah.
Set up.
I want somebody to do. I think we should do like whenever you have like a stuffy nose, we should do like nose whistle ASMR.
Oh, God.
Wow,
No.
what a horrible idea.
That triggers me.
Okay, I've made
This
the
is why I'm here.
necessary adjustments to people's volumes on my end. That's my bad. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. How do I
That's all
sound?
good, man.
You sound perfect now. It was in fact on my end. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You're
It's
good.
okay. I appreciate for looking out.
All right, let's start that over again.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, let's jam.
What beautiful pain!
Okay, good job.